Oh, we should probably ping Payton and let him know that we're actually starting now.
Didn't I hear Peyton's voice? Maybe I didn't.
No.
Oh, sorry, Payton. I thought I was hearing voices. The Blue Yeti is advertising, and they're using Fallout 76. What?
I have no
Why?
idea what you're talking about.
The commercial that came on just before the stream, hello stream by the way, was for Blue's Yeti microphone, and they were showing like someone streaming all intense like, and then the cutaway scene they used was from Fallout 76, and I was like, ooh, you bet on the wrong horse, buddy.
Did they though? Because it's sort of like everybody thought it was going to die, and it sort of didn't die.
It didn't die, but it hasn't exactly exploded.
It's in the ICU.
It's literally refusing to give up.
Which is fine. I respect that. I play the game, but it's not like there are tons of servers, and it's not like there are thousands of people. Well, millions, I guess, is how you would metric that, but either way. Hello, Twitch.
Hello, bees.
Bees.
Bees. Hi, everyone. All right. I already love the name of the thing. What session are we on? I should know these things, and I don't.
It says episode 8. I'm willing to believe it because Sin and Kyle are meticulous.
That's one word for it.
I've been waved at. All right. So, well, how was everyone's 2 weeks?
Eventful.
I've been forgetting to drink a lot of water lately, and I've been getting pretty dehydrated.
I mean, that's not good.
Do you have a glass of water right now?
I do, actually. Where is it?
Stay hydrated, friends.
What's a Srot Arel? Waves at the Anna?
That would be me. I am the Anna.
There's a lot of confusion going on in my brain right now, but thank you for that.
The redhead, that is my profile pic, is a character from a different game.
Oh, your profile pic is Anna. Hello, Anna. Okay, I'm good now. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We do not want to break
Who's Anna?
the goblin yet.
Anna's the redhead.
Is this a character I should be familiar with?
No, probably not.
Okay, moving on then.
Mervin's rats wrong.
So, I suppose we should have a recap.
I suppose we shall.
Would anyone like to do that? I take the abundant silence as a no.
I can give you like the first half. We ran into a Medusa after tracking her down. She ended up being actually relatively chill.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Which was kind of surprising. We were all ready to like murk her butt.
Yeah, there were some talkings.
Some of us more ready than others.
Yeah, Isoba.
Yeah, there were some
learn to interpret your vision better.
Very nervous pauses.
Hello?
Hello!
Do I exist finally?
Jeez. You exist finally!
My computer was being super weird and I had to couldn't do anything and I had to restart it. Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, as Snap was saying, the Medusa was pretty chill. And there was some conversating that happened. We negotiated to assist her people in arriving at the thank you for the subscription there, Acheron. I can't do that in that voice. I apologize.
We found it. We found the name you can't pronounce.
There's some hard syllables in that particular phrasing. But as I was saying, the aptly named Serpent Islands is where we is going to be taking the Gianti and Medusa. By boat.
I was under the impression that we are sending them to the Serpentiles. Are we taking them, or are we just putting them on a boat and saying
agreement
goodbye?
was to take them.
But isn't that where the pirates
Well,
are,
shit.
or am I thinking of something different?
That is something different. That is a different archipelago.
Okay.
Yeah, this one.
He made it a
It
point.
was it. I do believe that the other archipelago was also snake themed.
It
Yes.
was also snake themed.
That's why
Ish.
my brain went there.
I believe the
Sneaky
Serpent
sneak.
Island was the one that had the particularly dangerous reefs around the outside.
Yes, you're remembering
so
correctly.
there would be some expertise needed in the piloting of our boat. But since we doesn't have a boat, we made arrangements to send a bull back to be transmogrified into one of them Gorgon fellows. And we took a bunch of loots. We divvied up the loots. The loots included a ring of animal tokens, which I think Snap has.
Yeah, let me go ahead and add that to my inventory.
Some scale mail, which we put aside for trading. Some household items that'll be traded in. Wonkin huge bronze great axe that Artoria is making love to. Yeah, she went off for a quiet moment, seconds after having picked that up, and came back with a necklace of some sort. It was odd. Let's see here. There is a cloak of the bat, which is currently up for conversating between Isoba and I.
Nope, you have 2 votes. Snap gave his vote to you.
I didn't know anybody else had voted yet. So that's up for conversating. And then we made our ways to Evandar with some additional money type loots. Therein we went to a magic item shop and purchased a jug which produces mayonnaise for Artoria.
Among other things, but yes.
She's into some weird hobbies. And I thought we bought something else, but I forgot what it was now. Yeah, we sold some stuff.
You sold the Gorgon gland.
Oh, yes, that's right. We sold the Gorgon gland because we did not have our bag of colding. And then I think we retired for a quiet evening.
Yes.
And leveling. And and this town is named Evandar because of the gold dragon of which there is a statue fountain thing in the middle.
There is, in fact, a golden statue of a dragon that sits in the very center of town.
Is it a statue of a golden dragon?
It is, in fact, a statue of a golden dragon.
Or is it just a golden statue of some other colored dragon?
I don't know. Roll an insight check.
No, I'm not going to justify that with a dice roll. I apologize for wasting everybody's time.
And we sold off some arty style goods, which we can divvy up the 1,000 gold they was worth. And then there was the cloak of the bat as the last piece of conversation.
But just to give you a better idea of where you're currently at, Evandar is a small city pressed between the forest to its west and the coastline directly to its east. Mostly a trading hub for the road leading up to the north, as well as being the second largest port town for Dimladar, and often catching the runoff from Hansbrook. Oh, words are going to be fun tonight. Surrounded by a very large wall of dwarven make, and small farms dot the outside of it, also of a dwarven build. However, as you moved through the city, you noticed that the dwarven designs on the outer parts of the city gave way to a more elvish look and theme. A lot of the interior of the city still bears a heavy resemblance to the elven community that used to reside here in a much more dominant degree. Near the harbor, where the scent of salt water picks up from, is a small but functional castle of wood and stone, and in the very center of town sits that golden dragon statue.
Sure.
Loud enough.
That was unexpected.
That hurt a lot.
That fucking blasted right at us, dude.
So we've learned a new thing. Kyle learned how to stream the sound through his mic. Unfortunately, he forgot to warn us to crank the volume way down. But hi.
That's fun.
That
Yeah,
came through Discord loudly.
Yeah, it came through Vidar. So we learned a thing. Aha. Hello again, Twitch.
That blew my headset clean off my fucking head. I had to rip my headset off. That hurts.
We might need to put closed captioning on for the people that were wearing headphones with the stream.
We'll be okay. We'll get through.
What? I can't hear you. Hello?
Yes. Okay, so hang on. Before we start officially, real quick, everybody please add 165 gold pieces to your sheet. That was the collective loot. And Snap,
Sir,
did you
yes,
get
sir.
did you get the stuff I had in the loot sheet for you?
Yes, I did, and I even made note of it in the chat.
Cool. I will get rid of that loot sheet then.
And you said add how much?
165 each.
5 calc.
And Kyle,
Because
if you want
I
to
am
bring
not doing
the
math tonight.
page to the main map, I don't have a city map because
That gives me 165 gold pieces.
I mean, that makes the math easy.
772 is my total of gold.
So, as you all awaken within the Fooled Hag Tavern, the smell of breakfast catching you all as you slowly rouse with the morning sun peeking through the windows of your rooms, and all start to make your way down into the main tavern area. There are a few patrons sitting around enjoying quiet breakfast. Coffees and morning ales are being had before patrons are getting up and heading out for their days. As opposed to the mostly squat variety in Dimladar, this town seems to be a rather mixed race. Humans, elves, dwarves, even a halfling who's seen running around behind the bar. You all manage to convene, pulling up a large table for yourselves and sitting down, waiting for your morning meats and eggs to arrive.
And ales.
And ales.
We lost Athy.
Ruh-roh.
No!
Prudence, come back. You
can blame it Prudence, come back.
on me.
And her internet just went down. Oh,
Sure,
no.
sure. Has anybody else noticed that Prudence sleeps in particularly late?
Did anybody notice that Prudence just passed out at the breakfast table all of a sudden?
I feel she's been drinking a little heavy. One of you is a poor influence on her.
Not everyone can
Snap
handle
looks at
more than
Obelisk.
ale.
Yes, Ogrisk. Gonna have to talk to you about your drinking problem.
I raise my pint.
Yes, that is a sample of it. Yes. I want you to know this is a safe place, and we all love you here.
Speak for yourself.
I'd like to read you a little something I wrote down. I believe that it would be in your best interest, as you consider your drinking, to vote for Rogue as bearer of the Cloak of the Bat. Thank you for your time and attention.
I'll raise my glass and take a swig.
Out on the campaign trail.
What's the environment like after we all eat for a little bit? Is it still just normal, or?
It's still fairly normal. Quiet. There's a few people who are making conversation, but no one's very much being loud in the early morning. Your meal is delivered by the halfling behind the bar, who you all met the other night as a Dervin Cull, who's forcing a smile onto his face, though you can see there's bags under his eyes where he is just a bit tired.
Okay. Is there anyone in the tavern that looks particularly ship smart?
Roll an investigation check.
Man.
None that you can really see. You're not too close to the harbor, sort of in the middle of the city.
Okay. I'll go back to my drinking.
So, what I was thinking was maybe some of y'all could make nice with the, well, hello, Prudence. Is that you? Nope.
It's her ghost.
Prudence, speak to us.
It's her third arm.
That would be creepy as hell.
I imagine it's a moment. I like to imagine that this is a moment that she's like picked her head off the table and has like her hand in the air like she's about to say something, and we're all just waiting.
Yeah, like bits of egg, like scrambled eggs stuck to her face or something.
Oh yeah.
Because you know her face landed in the plate.
Why are there
Let's
like
get some bacon off her horn.
Oh, no.
There's just one strip of bacon just slowly peeling off her forehead.
Snap's just going to reach over, finish peeling it off, and eat it.
Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, as I was saying, and we'll bring Prudence up to speed, but I was thinking maybe some of y'all that has more of the etiquette about you could take these fine tapestries we has here, and perhaps curry favor with some of the nobility or merchants in this area, and see what would it take to acquire us a ship. Now, not to purchase it outright at the moment, of course, but to find out what it might cost here, and then as we travel south to Hamburg, we could see what their ships might cost, and then into the Elven lands, and their ships in Corvesh, and Corethan, in Castleland, Cashland. And then we buy the cheapest possible leaky barge we can and stuff it full of folk.
Remind me, how many people are we stuffing this barge with?
You were told somewhere
50?
between 40 to 50.
So about 30 to 50 feral hogs?
Yes. Start Eldritch Blasting.
No,
Fuck's sake.
Prudence.
As Prudence's head falls back onto the plate.
I was waiting for one or the other.
It's okay. Can we get some coffee over here, please?
Yeah.
Strong tea.
The halfling runs over with a large mug of coffee. Here you go, mate. And
Thank
places
you.
it on the table.
Does you
Put your
happen to
head
have
back up.
Does you happen to have anything that generates a large static shock?
Can't say I have any of that.
Oh, that's a pity. It's funny when we get her with that one. Sometimes I scuff my feet across the carpet and sneak up behind her, hit her right in that arm, and all of a sudden it's like.
Snap just kind of raises his hand a little bit, wiggling his fingers.
Yeah, if we're talking about the same thing I think you're talking about, that might hurt. I was thinking more like the. That's more like the jot.
I can make it non-lethal.
Whoa!
I mean, if we are going buck wild, I could light her on fire.
No, that's
It's a small fire. It should be fine.
Yeah, I think we're already skirting certain issues having her be a bubblegum pink tiefling. I don't know if we want to actually make her flaming.
Please don't.
Oh, hey!
She speaks.
Yay!
You hear as Prudence sips her coffee and just continues to sip until the cup is empty. Is your internet okay? Take the silence as a no.
Snap's just going to slowly reach over to put his hand on her shoulder, looking at the rest of the group.
I feel that she'll probably be in and out for the next couple of minutes as the coffee settles in. But what does you all think about us trying to acquire the ship here and then maybe comparing prices down in Hanbrook and Corvish?
Well, my parents always taught me to be thrifty, so it is not a bad idea.
Oh, good. Because I was thinking that the best people to be making such presentation would possibly be yourself and Artoria, as you sort of have the same outline as the folks around here.
I'd personally prefer not to go more south than Hanbrook if that's possible. I mean, I don't think they're going to want to wait that long.
Well, I mean, it's only a couple days. But sure, if we has reasons to not be noticed in Hanbrook, perhaps we
Hanbrook's fine, just south thereof.
Oh.
Not real fun.
Would you say that you is unwanted there, or you is wanted there? And he air quotes around both of them.
Yes.
Uh-huh. North of Hanbrook it is.
So we can't go to one of the major capitals of the southern continent. Wonderful.
Well, we could look at potentially disguising her. I mean, you did dress me up as some sort of mutant dwarf thing. Not entirely sure what you was all going for that time. But I'm sure it couldn't be hard to disguise a 3-armed bubblegum pink tiefling.
Luckily, one arm comes off. But why would I want to do that? More is better.
Well, Snap, there's a particular word for that procedure. I believe it's called piracy. And it is likely to be frowned upon. But yes, we will keep that. Ow! Paladin, let go of my leg.
Is actual Casey really okay?
Yeah, I don't have a dog named Paladin here.
Yeah, I know.
You have a cat named Badger.
I do have a cat named Badger. But no, let go of my leg, Paladin. Oh, here's some bacon. That's not okay. I don't know what you want. So,
Hog-
about that bribing them officials.
Hoglis speaks up and said if nobody else is willing to try, he can do it, but he'll need a few more drinks.
Don't worry. I believe me and Isoba can have the talking with people under control. Between the two of us, hopefully.
Okay, I'll
Hopefully.
just have another drink.
Do any of you know anything about boats?
They
I-
float.
I lived on them for a couple of years, but I never, piloted one.
Well, it's more. I don't really know a whole lot about boats. I could probably mount some sort of interesting things upon said boat,
I could
but
try and push it.
Well, it seems likely that we should perhaps hire a crew of some sort.
but we know what kind of boat we need to transport a large group of angry snake people. Hiring a
One
crew
that can hold them.
sounds.
Oh,
I don't know, expensive, especially if we want to keep them quiet.
Well, I would assume so, yes. But I would figure, we has to ask what a boat might cost us first, and see if that's even within our realms of possibilities.
So you want to buy a boat and make it ours?
I don't think we could possibly hope to afford that.
Or rent a boat. I am not. I don't do. I'm a general, as you might have mentioned. That's more like the admiralty, of which I am not related.
Well, I suppose no matter what, we'll have to go down to the docks to get all the information we can.
Sure. And I believe someone did mention that there was pirates, and ships could be legitimately procured from a pirate. I believe you could just let me do my job. I could get a boat.
But we couldn't pilot a boat if you stole one.
Oh. Well,
Unless you can. In which case, it
hang
might
on.
work.
Snap is writing something. We hire a crew for that.
What if we ask the halfling guy if he knows anything about boat procurement? Bartenders are normally pretty knowledgeable people.
True.
Sure. I feel perhaps one of y'all should handle that part.
Yeah.
Halflings and goblins, I mean, we don't get along.
I'll raise up my empty glass for him to come over to the table.
Okay, and you watch as he fills up another tankard and walks over to the table. Here you go. And he places it down for you. Is everything all right?
No, we were actually just looking to speak with you. Or, well, anyone who could have knowledge, at least. We're looking to procure a ride on a ship. I assume you would go
Ship?
down to the docks for that?
Yeah, that'd be in the docks. You'd have to talk to Harbor Master Denise for that.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your drinks.
Yum, 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 yum.
He's gonna get a good tip.
Just the tip and only the tip?
God damn it. I was avoiding saying that.
You watch as the halfling goes over to the bar and takes a seat and like leans his head back and is just trying to keep himself awake. You did see him here fairly late the night before as well.
That fella's burning the candle at both ends. So, shall we go and visit the docks?
Good so.
It
Snap
couldn't
into
hurt.
Medusa's voice. I tire of this, and I have greater foes to slay.
Well, that's potentially true.
He motions. Well, let's go.
Sure. Oh, hey,
Onwards.
Isoba, about that cloak. That's some fine material. Would you mind if I was wearing that?
The non-magical cloak that I'm wearing?
No, the cloak of the bat. I think we
didn't
left
take
off.
the cloak of the bat.
Oh, okay. Well then, Rogue is wearing the cloak of the bat.
You still ask for Zeros, though.
I was a picture.
Rogue has object permanence problems.
Are
Look
you
at
just
this.
asking? Are you just if you want me to take my clothes off, I can take my clothes off, but that'll cost extra.
Well, of things I was expecting to hear this morning, that was not one of them.
Oh, come on. If it's not in character voice, it's not in character.
No, can you repeat that? Because I'm totally doing that as an in-character thing that you said. Because Snap is going to repeat that at some point.
That's all right. We can hear that on the way down to the docks, I'm sure. Show. Hello, Harbor Master Denise, or subordinates thereof.
You make your way down to the docks. It is fairly busy. You see a lot of large and small cargo ships unloading and loading up on the various docks. You see workers running back and forth, carrying crates and barrels and bits of rope to each of the ships. Some ships sit out maybe a half mile off of harbor, waiting to get in to unload.
Ooh, I do have a quick question before we go down there.
Yes.
In this world setting, is there a thing like a bounty board or a
There
jobs
is
list
a
or
bounty
something? Could we stop by there on the way down?
There is one in the tavern.
Okay, can we look at that real quick, just to be informed of the local events?
You can, in fact. There are a couple of postings, actually. There's actually 4 postings. One is looking for work at the docks that you are heading to, unloading and loading crates onto the various ships. There is one that says, posted by the city of Evendar, reward offered for discovery of cause or culprit of recent disappearances. Any information found viable and useful to the state of Dinlodar and the city of Evendar will be rewarded the total sum of 1,000 gold pieces.
Isn't that chump change compared to what we all just got?
It's still nice change.
It's a lot to some people.
Yep.
It's chump change, but I'm still kind of a chump right now.
Yeah, so I have expensive habits.
The sign next to it says, wanted, Witch of the Forest.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Bounty rewarded for any person or persons that discovers and slays the witch within the forest of Evendar.
Oh,
Paid
wait a
for
minute.
the total sum of 2,000 gold pieces, dead or alive. And you see underneath that is a sketched drawing of a woman with a crown atop a head of snakes.
Snap is going to look around. Is there anybody else nearby?
There's a few patrons, but you are seemingly unnoticed.
Cool. I want to sleight of hand and tear that poster down.
You just take it and pull it. You see that there's multiple places where things have been pulled off and placed on and pulled off. You see bits of paper all over the board.
Well, it seems they has some troubles with disappearances. I mean,
there is one more.
Oh, I didn't see this one here.
Wanted for the crime of theft. Marden the Silverhand. Wanted alive. To the sum of 300 gold pieces. Paid to by Harbor Master Denise Ironbore.
I was really ready for you to say like Prudence or something with a really sketchy like let's not go south.
Well, that's interesting. Well,
Doesn't say what he's wanted for.
It said for the crime of theft.
Could be good to get on the right side.
It does not say.
Okay.
Well, we know who to ask.
Yeah, that's a good one, Isoba. It is a good icebreaker.
Just storm right on up. And who stole what from you? Actually, I guess we know the who.
He stole her heart.
Aww.
Well,
it must be a shitty heart if it's only worth 300 gold.
Hey man, your average heart runs you only like 250, maybe 400 for a good heart. Solid gold ticker run you 5.
See, where snaps from a solid ticker would run you about 1,000.
Yeah, in my clan, we basically consider the heart awful. I mean, it basically goes right to the pigs. But that's fine. I mean, I suppose some people has odd tastes.
Also, you're wealthy if you make a gold piece a day, so
True.
Take that for what it's worth.
So, in other words, you're saying Snap could live wealthily for 2 years before running out of gold.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Later, suckers.
Goodbye, Snap. Wait, where you going? Isn't you concerned about the demons?
Demons?
The fiends? The bad things up north? The undead, demon, haunty, disappeary people, giant wall of doom?
When did this happen?
Session 1?
I know. But this is Snap reacting.
I'm so confused. Snap, you's playing mind games with me, which is amazing as you don't talk.
Hey, Rogue, roll wisdom saving throw.
No! I don't have wisdom.
We know.
Your head hurts, man.
Oh.
You're starting to get one of those not fun headaches.
Oh, Snap. Why? Alright. Oh. Anyways. Denise! Denise.
D nice.
So, you make your way into the docks themselves, moving around the workers and the freight loaders and the sailors that tend to walk about, finding a central office at the northern end of the docks. The door is closed, though there is movement inside. You can hear someone rustling around.
If or when they go in, August is gonna just stay outside.
Okay.
Rogue will sit outside with Augie.
Tiefling will hang out with him.
We send it into respectable peoples.
All 2 of them.
Well,
all 1.5 of them. Isoba's still kind of on the fence.
Alright, then we only have one.
Yes.
We are each a half.
That's true.
Now remember, you play nice in there and have fun with it. Good luck.
I mean, I gotta put the helmet on, don't I?
I
Put it to
mean,
the group.
I feel like you'd look weird without it.
I think we'll only be like 3/4 of a respectable person if you walk in there with a tinfoil cap.
It is a full,
Yes!
it is a full leather helm.
Yes.
It's nice looking. It's, you know, I do have a very stylized view of this character. So it is more of like a matte wooden mask front with like a leather cap on top.
So it's a peasant cap with accessories.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
A peasant cap for the peasant in the party.
Ooh. Ooh.
So you guys knock on the door.
Yeah.
You
Knock,
hear
knock.
a loud female voice. Come in, come in.
Ladies first.
We go in?
Okay. Inside, you see a woman moving about an office that is rather plainly decorated. Bare wooden furniture with a shelf that is filled with large leather-bound tomes off to the side. There is a fireplace that has a low flame flickering on the opposite end, and numerous timepieces are clicking away on the wall just behind your desk. The woman has a long, braided brown hair that is starting to go gray, with a well-trimmed beard across her face. A leather overcoat sits over her shoulders with a baggy, loose shirt and pants. And as you walk in, you see her flipping through one of these large tomes. Can I help you?
Artoria will smack Isoba forward, like, your turn.
Isoba, you detect fear from Artoria through your helmet.
Cool. We have two matters of inquiry for you.
She
One,
closes the book and turns her attention to you as she sits behind her desk.
One, we are interested in the purchase or chartering of a ship.
All right, that could potentially be done. No ships for purchase right now, but I'm sure we can find you a ship that can take you where you need to go.
And the second matter is your bounty for Madden Silverhand.
You see her expression get a little tightened before she becomes neutral again.
We have no information about him. We are simply interested in the bounty.
The damn gods. Martin the Silver Hand is a thief in this area, well known, highly antagonizing. Likes to leave his mark upon areas he steals from.
It's her beard.
Not that it is necessary, but I suppose it might be proper to inform you that we intend to potentially go after this bounty.
Well, if you do, you may want to start in the docks. Bastard robs ships in the middle of the night. No one can tell where he goes.
Start that over again. I couldn't quite catch it.
She tells you that the thief tends to steal from ships, but no one sees him coming or going from the dock.
Interesting. Now, did he steal something from you specifically, or are you placing this bounty for the multiple thefts that he has committed?
He steals from my docks. He takes from my hard-working clients. Can't let that stand.
Understood.
Local guard don't know how to deal with it, so I place the bounty, do it my damn self.
So, on to our other business. What would be the rate for a ship and crew that could transport 40 to 50 people to the area of the Serpent Isles, in your estimation?
You hear a scoff from her. Serpent Isles. You're looking at a week travel just to get there, and a captain that knows how to navigate the damn reef. And where the hell are you transporting 40 people? Where are you transported 40 people?
Consider it a sightseeing cruise for the matter of our business.
I'd have to see if any captain is willing enough to go there. Those islands are way off the main line and avoided for a reason.
For good reason.
For very good reason. They sink ships over there. The reef is deadly.
This is known. I study my history.
I don't have a captain in port now that's willing to do it, and I don't even think I have a ship available. Maybe come back in a week. And she opens the book again and flips through the few pages.
With respect, in the meantime, we may inquire in Homebrew. You understand, yes?
Yes. Go to Audrey down there. She runs the harbour for Hansbrook. We all work together. You have to with the bastard and Corethan owning most of the shipping lanes.
Repeat that last bit. I didn't understand you.
She said the harbour masters have to work together because of to try to keep business from the bastards in Corethan.
Those bastards.
As you know, Corethan owns most of the water.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out the map and I found it finally.
But we should work with Handbrook because they try harder.
What?
I don't know. Something people in second place say. I don't know.
No, it's definitely going to be a matter of whoever gives us the best deal the fastest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Cough, Corethan, cough.
But that sounds like it's south of Handbrook.
Womp, womp, womp.
Which is a problem for one of our party members.
Maybe we're going to have to investigate exactly what this problem is. Dun, dun, dun.
Helmet of thoughts.
I refuse to use that on another party member.
Again.
Again?
He used it on Snap.
You used it on me twice. Twice!
From here on out, I am not going to use that against another party member.
Snap in Isoba's voice. Are you sure about that?
I think what he's saying is it can't understand the binary that goes through Prudence's mind.
Isoba puts the helmet on, aims it at Prudence. 1001100. Ah!
I think I saw a 2.
How do you get a 2 in binary? Fuck! What are we in base 3?
You zoom out, it's like a bunch of ones, but surrounding zeros that are in the shape of a middle finger.
Appropriate.
Sir, how did it go?
Oh, before you leave, the harbor master tells you to go see Gunther Steelhope. He is the guard captain over at the barracks.
Interesting. Will do.
Can she give us directions to this?
Yeah, she directs you towards the castle. The barracks are nearby.
Alright, Paladins, come along. There's enough time playing with the rope over there. And Rogue mounts back up.
Paladin does not put down the rope.
So Paladin, where it looked like he was just chewing on the rope, has actually corrected a knot that was incorrect, and now it's a properly tied knot. He fixed the knot. He's a pirate. Come along, Paladin.
Wait, does he have water vehicle proficiency? Can the dog be our?
Yeah.
But imagine just like passing by another ship like in port, just going to dock, and they look and there's just a dog at the helm.
It's one of the classic Vine pranks.
Woof, motherfucker.
I mean, technically, Paladin is indeed a salty sea dog. I recovered him from a shipwreck. But I would. I don't know that I would let him drive a ship. That seems irresponsible.
90% of what we do is wildly irresponsible.
That seems very irresponsible.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. No, I am not sure about that. It is a joke.
Yeah, sure. Let's keep that on it as an option. Let's stick a pin in that and
stick a pin in your dog.
Oh yes, that's how we tattoos him.
I am reading through notes again. We have a couple of auger lily plants. How are those doing, by the by?
They're doing fine. You left them in your room, but they're doing okay. They're growing.
Okay.
They're not dying anymore.
Okay,
You
cool.
corrected that.
Yeah.
Remind me what these plants do.
You can turn the roots into a poison, but you can turn the rest of it into healing potion.
Oh shit.
Also, I am going to DM you something.
Okay. Yeah, auger lily is one of the better plants in this area of the world.
Cool.
Nice. So is we interested in talking to this guard captain fellow, Gunther? Steelhope? Or should
he'd
For
better
what
have a German
exactly?
accent. Let's.
Why are we going to the guards?
Maybe for leads about our boy Martin, the Silverhand.
Yeah, that was my impression. And as Schnapp had indicated by his note, he may have particular insights into ways in which these sorts of things might be accomplished.
While they were inside, can I have a perception or an insight check to see just the way the people on the docks were moving things, to see if there was anything weird going on?
Sure. Roll an insight check. Okay. You don't see any people moving things in a suspicious or off-putting manner. You do notice that off of a couple of dockhands, as they're moving something, one of them slips and drops it, and the other one gets very aggressive in his face. You can. It's pretty far off the docks. You can't hear what's being shouted, but it's very direct and very hands-on, pushing, shoving, angry.
Did the crate break by chance?
The crate didn't break, which makes you wonder why this other gentleman is getting so aggressive over it.
Okay. Are there any crates near her office where we were standing?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Can I just take note of what is written on the crates, or if there's a couple that I can look into?
Most of the crates are nailed shut. However, one of the ones near you, and actually the stack that's nearby you, has a symbol that's branded into the wood.
Okay. Is that a symbol that I would potentially know?
It is a symbol of a it looks to be a tree. Not one that you're familiar with particularly. It's a long trunk with leaves that extend just out of the top of it. And what sits next to it is almost a diamond in shape, just kind of resting against the tree.
Okay. Not knowing where the tree is from, would I know what kind of tree it is? Because that
roll a nature check.
finally something I'm good at.
Thinking about it, mostly because you're from this continent, so you don't usually see many of the tropical or even desert-based trees, but you know that this is a more desert-based tree.
Okay. Noted. Okay. When seeing the guy get angry at the other guy, Augie's gonna point that out to the people, and start walking over that way to protect the small guy.
Okay. You all watch as Auglis starts to walk off towards a fight between two dockhands.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Snaps.
No.
Go ahead.
Augie.
I turn around. I say, I'll be right back. I just need to go help this guy out. And I'll add the way you guys help me out. I'll turn around and walk.
He's got us there.
Yeah, I don't think he's thinking the same way we was thinking when we was helping him out, though. This seems like actual altruism.
Yeah. Snap's going to shake his head, and he's actually going to kind of start scouring the area, see if he can find any evidence of like a thieves guild or symbols related to.
Roll an investigation check, Snap. Listen, as you're walking towards there, the fighting, the yelling of one person has devolved into a brawl rather quickly. The two are now in fighting stance, throwing punches at each other.
Okay, I will quicken my pace and go right after the bigger guy.
Oh no!
All right.
Should we stop him?
Well,
I'm
Let
still
him learn
inside, yes?
something.
You and Artoria are still inside at this point.
Oh, gotcha.
Cool.
He may need to learn some things about being out with people.
well,
I mean,
Okay.
we're not gonna let him die, but
Rogue just sort of looks over at the water below. Is there any like sharks or Sahagin or killer whales like waiting just below the waves, or does this look like people can fall in the water?
Roll a perception check.
I mean, I feel like people would notice that, but I mean, sure. Nope. Ah, look at that.
Oh, that is some dark blue sapphire water.
There could be anything in that water. If he falls, he is on his own. I could maybe put a bullet in his head to prevent him from suffering.
or a rope.
I'm not entirely sure I could put a rope through his head, but I mean,
As you're running, Uglis, at the same time you're running, you see two other armored individuals running from off the road towards this encounter. You've also seen now that 4 other dockhands have gotten up and they're just kind of not getting into the fight, but surrounding it and trying to grab what they can to pull the 2 men off of each other. However, the 2 of them are going at it, throwing just wild haymakers, just trying to knock each other out. And at one point, you watch someone almost get thrown into the water before he stumbles forward and runs back and hits the guy. Blood starting to come out of both their nose and swollen face from each impact. But you do make it there.
Okay. I'll go and try and stand in between them to stop it, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna lay out the guy that was yelling.
Okay, I need you to make an athletics or acrobatics check then.
There we go.
You are, as you get into the middle, one of them grabs you and just throws you to the side. You are thrown 5 feet away and are currently prone.
When grabbed, can I use my reaction of Halo Spores? Because it is a reaction.
You can link Halo Spores. Okay. Okay. As you get knocked to the ground and your entire form releases this cloud of spores. As you're getting up, you now see one of the guards that has come running over to try to stop this now has his weapon in his hand and is aiming it at you. What are you doing? Stop that this instant! The other guard is trying to grapple and pull down one of the 2 men that are fighting.
Is he trying to grapple the bigger guy or the smaller guy?
He's just grabbing whoever he can. You can't see at the moment. You have a guard in your face.
Okay. I tell the guard I'm not trying to do anything. Just stop.
You will end that this instant!
Okay. Gotcha. I blow in the air to try and clear out the spores. Because I can't just suck them back into my body.
You see 2 other guards are now running forward, and the guard who's pointing his weapon at you starts to approach. Up on your feet!
Okay. I will be compliant with them.
And he takes out, from his other hand, he takes out manacles.
Whoa, hold up. He didn't do anything wrong.
You are back at the office. This was a far distance away.
That far off?
Mm-hmm.
Well, would we be seeing this kerfuffle?
Yep.
Is it?
At this point, all of the guards that have shown up, and there's now 5 guards, have wrestled the 2 men to the ground and are putting them in manacles, and the other guard that's pointing his weapon at you is making motions for you to turn around so he can manacle you as well.
Okay, I'll comply.
Your hands are pulled behind your back and are bound.
Okay. I see that the
Triple face
kerfuffle
palm.
has stopped.
Yeah, we need to have a talk with him about choices.
Yeah, Snap's not paying attention to any of this.
Now, Snap, as you are looking over the nearby area of the docks, and the first thing you notice is near the side of the office, there is an actual silver handprint just on the side of the office that the harbor master works in.
Martin the Silverhand.
You start to move off to one of the nearby ships that's unloading, and you see just on the side of the ship is another handprint. Not anywhere near the dock, mind you. It's just on the side of the ship. About maybe 10 feet up off the water.
He's going to continue looking around, see if he can find any more evidence.
Okay. Strangely enough, you don't see any bits of rope that could have been used. You don't see any anything out of the ordinary on the docks itself. But however, as you're walking back, you look around, and on the opposite side of the dock, where the ship is tied down, you see small cuts into the wood. Steady cuts going up from the water.
He's going to take Wind and have Wind go fly down close to it and examine it closer. Perceiving through his senses for a moment, just kind of leaning against the crate.
Wind flies over, and you're looking at the scarring in the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you look over, you see it's not clean cuts. It looks like piercings into the wood. Like a bunch of sharp objects was pierced into the wood, and then another set, and another set, and another set.
Kind of like someone was using climbing picks or daggers to climb the side of the boat.
Yeah, but there's multiple in a row. There's 4 or 5 in a row each time.
He's a ninja.
Interesting. Alright. I know what I'm going to do. For the rest of the day, Snap is just going to have Wind sit up on, perched underneath any kind of, little awning on a roof or something, just somewhere kind of safe, a little out of sight, and just watching.
Okay.
And if, have Snap get a progress update from Wind in the evening by coming back out to the dock area and seeing what Wind has seen through the day. And once we get to evening time, Snap's actually going to spend the night on a stakeout.
Okay. As you two, Isoba and Artoria, are starting to come out, you notice, first off, Snap is leaning against a post, doing his faraway look that he does whenever he's in wind. You also notice that two of the party members you left are currently a little ways away from the office, staring at the third member of your party that's currently being dragged away by guards, along with two other men.
Well, Prudence, what I'm thinking is we tell the guard captain that we was investigating the matter of Silverhand, and we suspected that this was a distraction. So our companion rushed to assist with the investigation by breaking up this distraction, and was unfortunately caught up in the kerfluffle. You think you can sell that?
I don't know. I mean, it's a good story, but
Well, thank you.
it's a bit more complicated than we need. See, because I mean, he just ran over there to help.
Yeah, but people don't do that.
Some do.
Oh, they must have very short lives.
I would think so, but
Hey, Artoria. Hey, Shoba. We's gonna have to go bail Agalisk out of the jail.
And the chaotic part of the chaotic good party just showed up in force.
Okay. Let's go then.
But
Well, good.
we were only talking with her for like 5 minutes.
He tried to be helpful. And she has this like she's talking about a small child.
Or worse.
And Artoria just immediately like a look of understanding, like.
So it might even just be easier to pay bail and go.
Hey, Snap, is you good over there? And Rogue gives like a thumbs up, thumbs down, like, you okay?
I would assume at this point Snap is still investigating the side of the boat with wind.
Yeah, no, you would have you did that while they were still inside. You'd be
Okay.
out by now.
Because I had basically been inside with Isoba and then had come back out after doing the whole remember what I said about letting me do my job.
Yeah. No, you'd be out by now. That was
Okay.
that was a very quick glance in, and then you sent your bird away.
Cool. Snap's just going to kind of do the so-so hand motion.
Okay, well, if you should need anything, just pantomime loudly.
Snap's just going to start making the sound of his BFG firing off.
Yeah.
And then cut it off like half a second into it. Basically give that initial like crackle that you would get from it.
Gotcha. Alert if we hear gunfires.
But Snap's going to point to the silver hand on the side of the building, and then walk over to the boat side and point to the silver hand down at the bottom.
Well, that is some fine graffitians right there. That is some expert tagging. Athletic fellow. Snap is writing something. I'm going to stake out here tonight with wind. Okay, Snap. We'll bring you some snacks.
Some snacks.
Snappy snacks.
So like bugs and spiders and stuff.
But no, Snap eats meat.
Bugs and spiders and stuff.
We will get Snap some fish. Yes.
Yeah, maybe some red snapper. It's very tasty fish.
Dang it. I'm sitting here typing and you said red and it messed with me.
Oh, sorry.
Because the word I was thinking of also started with R.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Snap, we're gonna have to work on your handwriting.
And it's because I put a comma after that when I shouldn't have.
Snap would prefer Rice Krispie treats. Is just going to be a crackle pop joke.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going here.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
So your ally is being carted off to jail.
Yeah, but it's not like he's gonna leave the jail.
Yeah, we have to give some time for proper processing. Means they got to take his fingerprints.
We can't bail him out before he's been arraigned.
They got to strip him down and
could
delouse
take all
him.
Day.
Yeah.
They have to remove all his mushrooms.
Bad being.
Oh no.
All right, let's go.
He's gonna get. Oh my god, he's gonna get deloused.
Oh. So, off to the guardhouse, everyone.
You follow. You find where the guards went. You follow at a respectable distance. Trying to not make it seem like you're currently following them, while also totally following them.
It's okay.
Artoria will just follow them straight back and just like, we're coming, August.
Yeah, no, Snap just wants to straight blend at this point.
Okay.
He wants to be as unseen as possible.
You do
considering
so.
His nature of what he's going to be doing this evening.
With your 19 passive stealth, you blend in pretty well.
Yeah.
Or 27. Yes. Nice.
Yet none of you know where Snap went.
Well, don't worry, Snap. We'll bring you Mart.
Who's Snap?
That's the real question, isn't it? Who is Snap?
Who is Snap?
Okay, let's not get Psych 101 on this. We're going to the guardhouse, right?
Yep.
You all arrive at a large barracks.
Really a bird?
Oh God! A few roads down from the walls of the castle itself. A few guards stop you on your way in. They're currently standing just outside the main door to the building itself. One is a dwarven fellow, while the other is a female elf, both in full plate gear. And what's your business here? Don't recognize you lot?
Oh, that is because we is in disguise. But yeah, that's okay. Artoria. Yes.
We are looking for. Who is it? We are looking for God Captain Steelhope.
And what business do you have, Captain?
We are working on the bounty of Marden the Silver Hand.
Oh, did Denise send you down here?
She did. One of our companions was just taken in due to a misunderstanding in the line of our duties.
Do you mean the strange little fella that was walking
I
in with all the
mean
mushrooms on him?
the strange little man with all the mushrooms on him. Yes, he is with us.
Right, okay. You follow me. And she opens the door. I don't know why every accent I do tonight is just slipping slowly into Southern.
No, it's okay.
It's comfortable.
But for some reason, everyone's speaking in a Southern accent tonight.
Yeah,
it's just the Avendar dialect.
It's
yeah,
just
we are.
Avatar.
very.
Yeah,
We're in Southern Belden. It's fine.
yeah. I mean, it's the high South. I mean, you're not like way down there.
We haven't found anyone with a lot of missing teeth yet.
Yeah, you'd be more up with like a Tennessee than down here in like a Georgia. That's more. Georgia's down more in Corvish and Corinth.
Hey, Payton, I should do that demigod that Brandon does so well.
Oh God. Damn Brandon actually being from the South so he can make a really like gorgeous, like smooth Southern voice.
Off topic, one of our friends was hosting a D&D game and he made a character with a Louisianan accent, with a Cajun accent. Immediately the entire party at once went, "We don't trust him."
What?
Gambit just walked by, nobody trusts him. So you're led into the barracks that also serves as the city jail. And you see your friend Oglis being sat in a chair, cuffed to it via chains attached to his manacle. And you see another guard who is currently filling out a book and asking him questions.
Seems a bit much, doesn't it?
You also notice that the two men that were fighting are also chained to a chair. One of them seems to be just nursing a wound on his face. The other one is actively pulling and tensing at the chains, trying to somehow release them.
I want to whisper to the companions that were there and witnessed the fight. Which did you see which one of them started the fight?
Well, would you put the blame on the fella that dropped the box, or the one that got upset about the box being dropped?
The one that got upset.
Well, then it would be that fella.
I wasn't paying that much attention until Oglis ran off.
Fuck it, I'm going to interrogate them both, and I put my helmet on.
Hey, Shoba. Guards, Shoba. Guards.
I take my helmet off. We need permission to do that.
Which is interesting because the guard that was escorting you in has turned back and is looking at you strangely as you put your hat on and off.
We's from the north. We's a little confused. Is it hatch on or hatch off indoors in this area?
It's hats off, preferably.
Oh, thank you. I do apologize. Northerners.
So, your friend is over there being questioned as to why he released a spell in the middle of a group of people.
I don't think that was actually a spell. I think that just happens when he gets scared.
What am I?
Sorry.
Zoo? I don't pee on the floor. I just release spores.
Yeah, I mean, you got knocked on your ass pretty hard. It's completely reasonable for a mushroom-covered dwarf to release a puff of
Well,
spores.
you may, after this, want to teach him to keep it in next time.
Could you choose a different phrasing for that?
No, I really couldn't. Good day. You may
Funny
talk to that
Snapwurst.
god who's processing him. And she walks off.
Yep. Somewhere out in the distance, you just hear, "Better out than in," I always say.
Hold on. I need to get a good section of my desk to do this.
You just slam your head on your.
That's a weird sound coming from up above. I wonder what the gods are doing right now.
Crying.
Hello,
The rain
Augie.
is just the gods weeping.
Yeah. Where's the guard that's processing him?
In front of August currently with a ledger and a quill. In August, you've been asked basic information: your name, age, place of birth, why you decided to use a magic effect in the middle of a crowd of people.
What's up with all those goddamned mushrooms?
Why are you covered in mushrooms? Yeah, the basic stuff.
So he's very confused after this interview. Okay. Do you want me to go through and answer all those questions?
I assume you answer most of them before your friends appear.
Okay.
And the guard turns to you, and this is a human man. Can I help you?
This one is with us. What? How much longer do you need with him?
Well, it's going to be processed and then put in holding for a while until we can speak to the lawmaster. And then if her or his ruling is to find him guilty of an action, then he'll be placed under arrest into one of the cells.
Guilty of what, though? Being
Inciting
scared?
violence within the peace of Evendar.
Did you happen to talk to anybody around that area? Because that's not at all what happened.
That's what we are doing right now, ma'am.
You're talking to him, not the people that actually saw what happened.
He points over to the other guards that are currently interviewing the other people. Ma'am, there's a process. And we've had a lot of these cases.
Is there anything we can do to speed up this process?
Make people stop flying into fits of stupid rage and beating the crap out of each other?
Oh, if
That
only
would
Snap
take
was actually inside the building right now.
Hypothetically, what would Snap say at this moment?
Hypothetically...
Because I'm sure it's a fucking zinger.
No. Hypothetically, Snap would take that as, okay, I have free range to kill everybody.
Whoa! Whoa!
Straight from the mouth of the guard, I have free range to kill everybody.
That would be a PvP moment, my friend.
Logical stretch right there.
Imagine a PvP enabled area.
as Isoba stabs Snap in the chest with a screwdriver.
We still need to
Just picturing the
resolve
eyes of this bird just dilating. Like,
excuse me, your guardianish. When you say there's been a lot of these sorts of fights, like a unnatural number of them fights.
You could say that. People flying into bouts of rage over the stupidest things. Not to mention all the people that are... Never mind. Look.
Well,
we don't have enough goddamn room in this place right now for another set of folks. Let me go speak to the god captain, see if there's any way we can expedite your friend out.
We appreciate that. Hey,
We
Shoba.
may also wish to speak with the other two gentlemen.
The guard looks at
If that
the
is
other
at all
two.
possible.
All right. Don't touch them. No funny business you've been watched in here. And he wanders off.
It is cold. I'm going to put my hat on.
Subtle.
Yeah, well.
You don your hat.
You and your peasant cap.
I assume you're casting the spell.
Yeah, popping it on.
Okay. From as you peer into the minds of the two and start to get the surface thoughts of them, the one gentleman is just the feelings you get are pain, confusion, exhaustion, a bit of fear.
Is this the larger gentleman or the smaller gentleman?
They're both about the same size.
Oh, okay. Was this the one that started? Was this the one that dropped the box?
This is the one that dropped the box.
Right.
The other one, you sense hunger.
Excuse you?
Just need to feed. An angry, broiling hunger.
Isoba's just going to speak out loud. Step away from that man.
The guards look over to you, very confused. And then look back at him as he's still pulling at his chains. And they've tightened them since you guys have walked in. He now could barely move his arms.
Ishoba, maybe a little more detail there.
I would like to plunge deeper.
Okay. Let me just see the spell itself.
DC 13 wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Natural 20. You're unable to pierce the mind of this individual. You can't. As you try to push your influence into his head, all you're hit with is this gnawing, angry hunger. It's what you can even from just the surface thoughts of this is it's too feral to be anything close to normal.
But outside he was just fighting a guy, right?
Outside he was just fighting.
So it seemed.
So as Isoba's like having this moment, Rogue's like, my friend here is a holy man, and he can detect emanations of an ill sort. So let's just give him a moment to think. Perhaps it will do us all well. And he's sort of like looking at Isoba, like, say something, Isoba. Woo. These trances can last several minutes. Isoba. Yeah, but I'm sure it's all okay.
Artoria will like kind of shake him out of it, like, "Hey, you okay? What'd you see in there?"
I recommend you step away from that man and keep weapons ready on him. Something is wrong with him.
The two guards look at him and then look at you, then back at him, and they take a step back and they both put their hand on their swords.
Isoba, should we be like fetching a priest or a witch doctor, hangman?
Do you know something we don't?
Yes. I am able to peer into his mind, and it is dark and dangerous and feral.
Peer into his mind. What's going on, man? One of the guards reaches over to the guy who's struggling and goes to push him back in his chair as he's trying to stand up, and you watch as the guy swings his head downwards and tries to bite at the arm.
I told you to stay away from him.
What the hell?
Does anyone know if that's normal behavior for this guy?
Not that we know of. And they both now have their blades out, and they're just looking concerned and confused.
Your guardship, would you do me the kindness to just turn your arm this way? I just want to see any bite mark.
He shows, and his arm is covered with a leather with a leather oh crud, I'm blanking on the word. Not a bracer, bigger.
Van brace.
Van brace.
Excellent. You don't want to get bit in a situation like this.
I assume not.
No, we'd have to boil his blood and paint it across your eyes. It'd be very messy. Well, come on. Who's do we ask for a priest or other such specialist in this town? I'll give you a hint. It probably starts with father or mother, possibly brother or sister.
They all think as I consult my notes.
I need 10 minutes.
You gonna identify?
His holy dish? Her holy
Father
dish?
Ulfric down at the hold on, temple's on a different page.
It's okay. Calm down, Phil. I know this could be very distracting. We as professionals, we can handle this.
I'm used to organizing my notes with this book, and I need to do better. Father Ocris at the Sailor's Sanctum.
Okay.
It's over down by the harbor. You can't miss it. It's the large building.
Sure. What we're going to do is we're going to take this fella here who's calm. You're going to very carefully move him a few feet more away. We're all going to stay calm.
You watch as the chair is just two guards grab the chair the other man is sitting and lift it and move it.
Okay, we're going to stay calm.
5 feet away.
Now, I'm sure you have other guard folk around. You go ahead and shin for Father Ulfric. Sorry, I just lost it. You go ahead and shin for that first person. And we're all going to stay nice and calm here. And Mr. Isoba, he's going to go back into his fancy trench and see if maybe he can absorb some more of the strings of the ethereal or whatever. Isoba, why don't you describe better what you do while you're doing that thing that you do?
I'm going to see if there is any magic affecting him.
Oh, sure.
And if so, what it is.
You put that so succinctly.
It's what it says in the spell right here.
Okay. One of the guards just rushes out of the building. Now you have a room full of well-armored people with weapons all drawn, all looking at this man who is struggling to break these binds. You can see in his arms, you can see veins bulging, and you can his arms are turning purple by the amount of force he's pulling on these chains.
Now, does anyone has any sedationary drugs or magic-like effects that could, I could just upside his head.
Yeah, I have a big wooden stick.
Yeah.
That might do it.
Actually, knock doesn't work that way.
Well, we could employ the stick fashion.
Yeah, this is a quarter staff of knockout.
I was
bonk.
I was thinking
you can if you're gonna do that, you could roll an attack.
I was thinking something that's perhaps a little less jarring for him.
Oh no, they don't have a concussion protocol yet. Don't worry, head wounds are totally safe.
Here's the thing. Here's the question, DM. How could I find out, or can I just know whether or not I'd be able to sit behind this man for 11 minutes and have us both remain safe?
His back is pressed. The chair that he's sitting in is firmly pressed against the wall.
Could I get out of biting range? And still be within arm's reach?
His legs are bound in chain, and his arms are bound in chain, and all that chain connects to a metal chair.
Because technically, and I just read this, I gotta touch this man for the entirety of the spell.
He's struggling, so you can certainly try.
I'm gonna try, and if he does anything, I guess I'll take 1, maybe 2 hits. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Artoria will be beside you and be just try and stop him from flailing as badly.
All perfectly normal. Just remain calm.
Okay,
keep your weapons.
As you sit down, you reach out and you gingerly grab at his shin because that's where you're comfortable touching at the moment. You hear the man grunting and growling. And you can see where his wrists are attached. You just see blood dripping down the chains where it's cutting into him pretty deeply.
Now, it's unlikely, but does you have any silverware?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Silverware.
All of the guards at once?
Just in case he is of the ware persuasion.
We
silver, man, silver.
All of our silver weapons went northward.
Oh.
We haven't had another shipment of silver in a while.
All right, well, as general, I was going to go ahead and pass along to you. Never let the leadership take all the appropriate weapons. All right, always make sure you have some in reserve. We'll keep that on side for now. Does you have some silver coins?
I'm sure we do somewhere.
Okay, make sure you has a sling or something that you could get up to speed with a silver coin. Don't need it right now, but let's go ahead and get that on hand just in case.
For the record, and Prudence would know this, you can't just dip a sword in liquid silver and it becomes a silvered weapon effective on hurting things like werewolves. There's a process to making.
Sure. I'm thinking of just actually hucking a silver coin at them at high speed.
That would take bludgeoning damage, but it wouldn't be a silvered weapon.
What? It's a
Silver.
silver.
No, silver's supposed to work. Like silver necklaces and stuff. Burn
That's all right.
them.
Rogue has lots of ideas that he thinks work that don't, so we'll just chalk that up.
There is a process to making something silver that is effective against creatures. You can certainly just beam him in the head with a bunch of coins. That's probably going to knock someone out eventually.
So, and how is you set up for holy water? Okay, and basically what Rogue is doing is the equivalent of sending out the husband for boiling water and towels during labor. So he's just giving them things to do. Keep him busy.
Many of them are not moving. They are way too concerned by this man who's trying to pull his own hands off to get out of his restraints.
With Isoba touching the guy, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on him. On Isoba.
You're also still bound to the chair.
Right, but I can still move my hand and talk, and the range is 30 feet. Is he within 30 feet?
Can he move his hands effectively to make a somatic spell? I'm pretty sure your hands are bound.
Your hands are bound.
I think his wrists are bound. He can just flail his hands up and down like...
Yeah, manacles go around. Not like my hands are in a casket.
Yeah, but somatic isn't just wiggling your fingers. There's actual, like, large arm movements.
Okay.
Interpretive dance.
There's a...
Isoba, I tried.
Some movement.
I know you did.
The only one that gets away with finger wiggling is Snap, because he's specifically trained in finger wiggling.
Mm-hmm.
He is proficient in finger wiggling.
And trust me, the ladies love it.
Oh, gross!
Waiting for it.
I mean, yeah, we know, but gross.
Okay, so you
feathers.
sit down. You're starting to concentrate, and you're laying down the runic symbols to start beginning this ritual. And you're hearing, as the first minute passes, the chains just creaking against each other as this man pulls and pulls.
Prudence, you don't have nothing that we could, like, ether?
Second minute passes. He's effectively cut into his own artery at this point.
Ooh.
There's a heavy blood loss pouring into his lap.
Cure wounds.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen.
Where do you touch him?
Kind of like reach out with a finger and poke, like his knee or.
He does go to try to bite you, but he can't like bend down enough to get you before the cure wounds is administered and the blood stops. But it doesn't stop him from continuing to pull.
All right, gentlemen, we's going to have to bring him down a bit. So Rogue will kind of go around.
Artoria
behind
has
him.
the axe in hand.
No, Artoria, no. And as he's talking, he just takes a bit of
bring
cloth.
him down.
No, he just takes a bit of cloth, he spins it around, and then whoop, garrote, and just holds for a while till he goes unconscious. Choke him out.
You can't. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
I mean, he's got a little rope. He just hooks it around, pulls back until he's basically bent over backwards.
You can't get behind him.
Why not?
Because
is there no room behind the chair?
There's no room. The chair's pressed against the wall.
I apologize. I thought he was behind.
So you'd be having to do this from the front, and you're in biting range.
Artoria, doing a quick head count and remembering that Bird Friend is not here, is just gonna kind of yell near the door of like however far into this building they are. Just snap.
I want you, not Isoba, Prudence, Rogue, Prudence and Rogue, and Oglis. Roll perception checks.
Perception. I am all over it.
Prudence and Oglis. As this guy is pulling, you're watching his skin go from purple to a gray. You watch where his muscles have been flexing for minutes at a time now. The skin is cracking and opening and tearing. He's gritting his teeth so hard that they've cracked and broken and are making a mouthful of jagged, broken teeth. His eyes are starting to go so bloodshot. The whole length of his eyes have turned completely red and are dripping blood.
Yeah, Isoba, he's a demonifying.
Yeah, there are guards in this room, right?
Like
you were saying?
Yep, and they are backing up, looking absolutely terrified.
All right,
They
fantastic.
have no
Artoria's
idea.
just gonna take a swing at his head. Like, nope,
All right.
too far, too gone. Nope, Whack!
restrained.
Can somebody let me out?
Roll an
Like cold snap.
attack with it. Roll attack with advantage.
21.
Hits. Nine. You take a swing and you jam the axe into his neck, and you go about an inch, and the tight, tense muscles stop the axe about an inch into his neck.
Oh, I don't like that.
And
does it look like he's turning into something, or is he just
roll
being
Artoria?
weird?
Whoever is proficient in religion, roll a religion check.
Can I be a part of this?
Proficient in religion.
Are you still casting?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
No.
bravely done.
I just take a swing over Isoba's head, and he's like, ah.
Whoever is proficient in religion that's not Isoba, roll a religion check.
Do we have anyone proficient in religion?
No, we
I am a
don't.
cleric, that is not.
He's not that kind of cleric.
Okay, then. Alright.
I mean, I could still roll for it.
Everyone roll a religion check that's not Isoba. The DC's going up.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So even though I'm not in the building, I'm just going to roll it anyhow.
Okay.
Pretty
Just
By now,
good.
He's looking through like 3 cracks and like through all the
By now
floors from
you
the
would have
roof.
actually peeked your head in because Artoria started calling for you.
I mean, I was looking around to see if there was stuff to requisition.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. No, none of you actually know what's happening.
Smash would if he was in there. Maybe.
No.
Oh.
So Rogue's like, all right, where's this fodder? And will you get the other 2 of them out of them cuffs? Obviously, this one's the problem. And he's pointing at, get Augie and the other fellow out of their cuffs.
You all hear a snap.
Oh, that's not good.
And a tearing sound as the hand that was in one of the cuffs is still in the cuff, but the arm is free.
Oh.
And it sounds very similar to the snap sound that Snap gave whenever he introduced himself.
Hey, Snap!
And if it wasn't, this is the snap sound he's going to start introducing himself with.
Question does this look sort of undead?
Roll another religion check. Actually, roll and
I will say
it was a 14 of a roll.
Yes.
I wanna.
I'm gonna grasp its head and just try and control the undead.
Oh. Okay.
Just I think I can do something.
Okay.
He has to make a wisdom save of a DC 14.
All right. Ooh.
Boink.
It is now mine for the next 24 hours.
All of a sudden, the struggling, the anger, he was about to take the jagged, broken bone that he just tore off and shove it into Isoba. And you feel the blood dripping on the back of your head, Isoba. And you look up and notice the giant bone spear that is now about a foot away from your head, and it's just not moving anymore. The struggling's ended.
And I go back to casting.
There you see, they has it all under control. This is all just part of the act, folks. Come back to the 2 p.m. show. It's different than the noon show. Where's this Father Othark?
This has all happened in the span of 5 minutes.
Yeah, Artoria's just gonna command it to sit still.
And it goes and just sits.
Come on, give me a handshake with these change on Augie and this other. Come on. Do I talk one of the guards into giving me keys?
At this point, one of them just walks up, and it takes them a solid minute of trying to get the key into the lock because his hands are shaking. But eventually, you are freed, August.
Woo! So about that requisitioning item.
About that, I need you to roll an investigation check.
Sure, and since it's now public knowledge, I'll just go ahead and roll it all publicly.
Wow.
Okay.
Fuck!
While all this is happening, you've snuck around to the side and you found a window, and you've pulled yourself up and look in, and there is there's an empty. It looks to be a small office. There's a desk and some chairs and a few books, and that's not very interesting. But you look through the window, and across the hall you see another room that had something interesting in there. You open the window and you sneak across because no one's paying attention. And you walk
the
into
near
what
guards
is
are all distracted by their pants falling off.
that and the person turning slowly into a thing.
Yes.
And you walk in, and what you find is essentially a supply room.
Ooh.
Some extra sword. You see spare swords, a set of chainmail, a couple sets of chainmail, boring uniform. Then you look over at a shelf and you see a crate, a small little wooden box. You pull
I am
that
going
off.
to steal one of those uniforms.
They're big, heavy sets of matching chainmail.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, this isn't. These are just like backup sets of armor in case someone's damaged. But you grab the box and you pull it down, and there is a box with 8 vials in it.
Any of those vials look anywhere familiar?
Most of them, in fact, all of them do. They all look to be healing potions.
8, like standard healing potions?
You see 6 standard healing potions and 2 potions of greater healing.
Damn.
Yeah, all of those are going into his backpack.
Okay.
So I need to actually drag healing potions to my backpack. Potion of healing.
And I need you to roll a stealth check as you try to get back out the way you came.
Yeah, give me a moment. Doing inventory management because that's not all I'm going to be doing in there.
Okay.
That office that I snuck in through.
Mm-hmm.
I want to rummage around for paperwork, requisition forms, things of that nature.
Okay. You rummage around and you don't find any requisition forms. This isn't an office of anyone in a particular command. You do find notes on investigations, particularly as you read through one, about recent disappearances and deaths that have been happening.
Who's it signed by?
It's signed by a guard, Milis Aton.
Any kind of rank given with that name?
Nope, just guard.
Looking around and listening, how much time does Snap think he has in that room?
You heard a and then a lot of chains rattling.
Gotcha. Snap wants to make a copy of that.
Okay. How,
like, exact duplicate.
Okay, there's several pages in this. It seems to be a full report.
Mm-hmm.
Do so will take a little while. Roll a roll your forgery. You have a forgery kit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Roll forgery kit. Roll dexterity plus proficiency. This is just to see how fast you can copy.
Okay. Dexterity plus proficiency, and I have advantage on this.
Okay.
Due to expert forgery. Let's see. That is dexterity plus proficiency. Okay, just sure.
Okay. You quickly scroll through the first page, and a lot of it's talking about various missing persons throughout the city that have been coming forward in a short span of time. And it all strikes around starting 3 months back. But you get to the first page quickly. You hear some conversation, chains being released and pulled off. You hear them falling against the ground, and a couple people standing up and walking around. You flip over. You get to the second page down. Keep copying. You're starting to hear footsteps coming from down the hall, the opposite way of all the voices.
Okay.
There's about 2 more pages of information.
Snap's going to hide underneath the desk with it and continue writing.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Yeah, 16.
Okay. You hear the heavy footsteps walk past you, and you hide on the desk and you continue to copy seemingly unnoticed. The rest of you, as you are getting Oglis out, you see one of the guards come back with a large dwarven man. Presumably the guard captain. His armor is a bit more ornate than the rest of them. What the fuck is going on here? As he looks at the man with one hand. The dwarf in question has a bit older. He's got a long black and salt and pepper beard that is finely and meticulously braided all the way down to about his chest. He wears a symbol in it. You would all know this common knowledge. The symbol of helm is actually tied into the beard itself.
Impressive.
And he comes walking up, just a little wide-eyed and bewildered by why there's a man who seemingly ripped his own hand off, just sitting calmly in a chair, looking like a monstrosity, while the rest of you are... And Isoba, you're still holding on to his leg, casting something.
Sure am.
Well, boy, I wish I actually knew what was happening to him. All I know is that he's undead, and I occasionally have an affinity to stop them from doing bad things.
He looks at the creature, takes his mace from his side, and you see it start to glow with a radiance. Why is there a fucking ghoul in my goddamn barracks?
Well, it was a person just a couple minutes ago, except it kind of turned into one. But we're gonna find out maybe it was here before we smite it. Because I'm all for the smiting, trust me, I'm in the same boat.
He turns to you, and who the fuck are you?
You know, that's a fair question. I understand why you would ask that. My name is Artoria. I am here with my group of acquaintances, and she'll gesture around to everyone. And we were here on business of a bounty, but it looks like things have changed.
He slowly lowers the mace. And what did you do to that thing?
I'm keeping it in the chair, sitting calmly.
Fucking like any of this. And what is he doing?
Pointing to Isoba.
Mm-hmm.
Isoba, what are you doing?
Am I able to respond?
You can in short sentences, because you are currently ritually chanting for a spell. So you can make small responses.
Figuring out what's done this to it.
Well, get on with it then. He just seems flustered, not sure of why there's suddenly a ghoul sitting in his chair.
I'm 8 minutes into a 12-minute process.
And they all
Gonna
sit
do it.
very patiently, and you finally get a ping from your identify spell.
Cool. Was it?
It's not necessarily any item or spell that's happened to him, but there's some force that has acted upon him. Something very ancient and very evil. And as you push your consciousness towards it, there is a flash in your mind of fire and fangs and claws and the same vicious hunger that was in his mind before. Roll a just roll a straight charisma check.
Fuck yeah.
You push through the violence that's rampaging this creature's mind, and you dig your own essence into him, and you see a creature of massive scale. He's carrying a large flail, but it's got 3 spiked heads on 3 chains. You see burning, piercing red eyes staring into you. Something abyssal has struck this creature into its very core and has changed it.
Okay. I come out of my trance, step up.
Roll
Artoria.
a religion check. You're thinking about the imagery, and you're thinking about the hunger and the violent intent. And you're thinking of the abyss. And as your brain pores over everything that's been happening and why things have been happening, you remember in your research a creature that comes from the abyss, a very powerful ancient creature that comes from the abyss, known as Inagu. Let me make sure I'm spelling this right.
Yeah, that's the spelling that I have. And Isoba's got that look on his face of that. The best way that I can describe it is that one Arrested Development gif after Michael opens the bag with the dead dove in it. Of just like, I'm not sure what I expected. Artoria.
Yes.
If we hurt this, do you lose control of it?
No. The only way for it to be put off is for me to choose for it, or if
as you create the bonfire underneath it, the flames curl around its body and it hisses as the flames start to consume it before the body goes limp on the chair and expires.
I'm ashing this motherfucker. It is going to be dust.
Crispy bacon.
So like it's dead.
As you can see, the holy man Isoba has dealt with the obviously corrupted individual. This is for the best.
As you speak, the door on the outside swings open, and the guard that ran out returns, and with him is a man in gold and black robes, middle-aged, bald head. There seems to be some scarring that occurred at the top of his head, a burn that prevented hair from growing on one side, so he's shaved it completely bald. But a kind face, though out of breath at the moment. What's happened here? I was told I was needed in a desperate manner.
Yes, Father, you should go give last rush or whatever is appropriate for members of those faiths.
Yeah. And he's looking at the currently burning corpse, and everyone stepped back and are covering their mouth and face from the smell of this. What the fuck has happened here? Someone better explain to this now. The guard captain chokes out. He's also fairly flustered.
Of course. We will all sit down and calmly explain this. However, was there anyone else who was behaving in a manner similar to this man taken in recently?
We've had, and he's looking at his other guards, and one of the guards goes, we've had cases of fighting and aggression in the past, but no one's turned into this.
Well, that's fine, but you has records of those. How about we rounds those folk up? I'm sure there won't be any troubles. But
we'll do that. You all get them now. Go. And you see all the guards salute and start going back into the offices to find all the paperwork. Snap, you're starting to hear footsteps coming towards you.
In pairs.
Right now you've finished your copying, and you're hearing the guard captain order his troops to go.
As soon as he finished his copying, he would have put the papers back on the desk, tried to make it look as neat as they would.
Sleight of hand check. Okay. You place the tome back on the desk, matching the lines where it was left in the dust perfectly, and you hop out the window and are back to the front of the building.
Cool. I'll stick in kind of like the side alleyway, still in the shadows.
Okay.
Remaining unseen.
So the guards go off, and they're gathering paperwork, and they're starting to head back out. Please, I don't. Can someone tell me what's going on? Oh dear! And you see the man's covering his mouth as he's looking at the burning husk of what used to be a person.
Has the smell drifted out the front door yet?
Yes.
Cool. I think I will take that opportunity to walk in, hit Snap's book in hand, a few pages further from his copied stuff, and he's just going to walk in, writing down, "What's cooking?
Woof.
Smells good."
Oh, hey, Snap.
It's not, and as you walk in, you walked in expecting to smell meat, and you're not. Once you walk in, you're not smelling meat. The room is now pungent with a horrible sulfurous smell.
We cooking rotten eggs in here?
Yeah, this egg had gone bad.
You all just seats now. And he points at some of the desks and chairs, and he starts telling some of his other men to get the body of that creature out and get rid of it. And that's where we're going to take our break. I need a drink.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sweet. I need one too.
Hoorah.
Yay!
So we will be back in approximately 5 minutes, everyone. We will see you in a bit.
No promise. So you can.
Be money, right? Good talk.
Rogue says the snap just pulls a bird egg out of his pocket and eats one. Shell and all.
That would be a little concerning, but less so from the fact that he was just informed that a man got into a fight and then turned into a ghoul. As he explains to you, that was a ghoul. The captain looks you all over. You're all new to town, aren't you?
Gave it away.
The pink tiefling, the bird, the goblin.
I was being facetious, but good point.
I just had a man turn undead and burn in my barracks.
Burn.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that would not be the weirdest thing that we has experienced in the last few weeks. Are you familiar with the events happening to the north?
Of course I am.
Well, this may be an incursion of those events.
He reaches up and he rubs his eyes with his fingers, pulling at the bridge of his nose. So it's starting to spill out then. Shit.
Well, that does seem likely. They were a very aggressive sort of folk.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. My guards are going to go gather everyone that's had bouts of violence, hostile outbreak. Anyone in this last period of time. Gather them up. We're going to question them. You lot are going to go to wherever you're staying. Tomorrow, after we've talked to all of the other suspects, we're going to have another conversation.
I may be of help in your investigation.
That is true, Snap.
Look, we thank you for helping with this. You're new, and as of right now, I have no reason to believe that you aren't even involved. This could be covering up something. So you are going to go back to wherever you are staying tomorrow.
Well, your captainship. Being a general, I can certainly understand your desire for order, and I can see no particular reason why we should deny you your request. I do wish to caution you that when you hash troublesome folk and you gather them together, to consolidate, or some might say concentrate them in a camp-like area, there is a certain term that comes into play which you may wish to avoid. Now, Good day.
Especially considering that Isoba was burning them. That's bad. That's bad.
And one of our poison number excretes gas.
So,
Toxic gas.
we're just gonna step out for a moment.
Are we
go
the
over
baddies?
While atrocities of some sort may be being committed.
Oh, this got weird really quick.
Sure.
Look. And he taps his holy symbol that's tied into his beard. I thank you for your offer. I have my own way of discovering the truth.
Yeah, that's a very common phrase used in those particular camps, but go on.
Out!
And, Rogue will head on out.
Isoba will stay for a moment and look this man directly in his eyes.
You stare into... In fact, roll an insight check.
Helmet.
He has the helmet off.
As you're looking this dwarven man over, you can see the lines on his face, the years of service, the years of battle that have set into this man. You look down at the holy symbol and it's pristinely shining, and it has almost a glow to it that you're familiar with. And even being flustered and caught off guard by this, there's a notable sense of confidence that he has the potential to deal with.
Isn't it bad for a guard captain to be off guard? Doesn't that just make him a captain?
Still a captain.
With all due respect, Captain, I have a method of discerning truth that is quite a bit more reliable. I will remove my helmet, hand it to him. I would like this back in 2 days.
Then you will receive it. Takes it from you. And he looks it over.
Oh, Snap is going to have a field day now.
I bow and I leave.
So let me look something up real quick.
Whether it's attunement or not.
Even if it is attunement, he can attune to it over an hour.
It is attunement.
The attunement to it.
Sorry, 1 second. Have to look it up. Matters.
Sure. Just random RP stuff on the way back. Rogue is going to swing by the market and buy like a bunch of salt and some garlic and like wolfsbane and basically any weird, completely nonsensical, never would work in a million years anti-evil thing, and be setting that out all over his room. Like there's going to be a strip of salt across the doorway. There's going to be like a horseshoe hung points up. There's going to be a bent nail in the one sock,
All right.
shirt turned
all
inside
of that
out.
together, let's say it cost you like 3 silver.
Sure.
And as we're walking out of the guardhouse, I want to see if I can spot that guard that I made his pants fall down and do it again.
You do not actually see him. He's one of the ones that was made to take off and gather people.
Oh, well then I'll do whichever one's close by.
Okay, roll another sleight of hand check. You watch as another of the dwarven guard comes rushing out of the barracks, and your mage hand, invisible to everyone but you, reaches over, grabs a belt, undoes it, and as the man's running, you watch his pants fall down to his ankles, and he eats shit as he falls forward.
These guards is just not very well prepared. They has no silver weapon. They're not even putting their belts on at this point. Hopeless.
He was caught literally with his pants down.
Woof.
What a sad state of the town.
Speaking of market times, there was magic shop, yeah?
There was magic shop.
What was available? I said magic shop.
Let's see.
Bag of holding. Couple of potions. I forget what the other thing was.
Bag of holding, potions, better potions, superior potions, potions of speed, potions of poison resistance, spell scrolls, and a ring of swimming.
Question.
Yes.
Can Snap learn spells the same way that wizards do by copying the spell from the scroll into like a spellbook type deal?
Good question.
Because arcane tricksters are technically wizard based.
I think they're wizard based, but I don't know if they can actually learn that way. I think it's more about having the spells learned by doing and memorization.
When you gain a level in this class, you can replace one wizard spell you know with another wizard spell from the list. So you have a limit of spells known, and you can swap those out at level.
So you're more of a sorcerer, but still use intelligence.
Gotcha.
And
don't actually have a spell book per se.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, only wizards have that capacity.
You're a wizard, but you don't have to remember.
You're a wizard, but if your spell
big ass book
turns into ash, you're not completely hobbled.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't think you get ritual casting either. Bummer.
No, I mean,
Blech.
Much like Eldritch Knight.
Yep. So that completely negates any want for any of the scrolls. Because
you're still an arcane caster, and therefore can cast arcane.
Yes, but I don't want one-shot things.
Sure.
I would love to have picked up Alarm, Identify, and Unseen Servant, but that ain't going to happen.
There is a feat you can take that lets you do.
It's Magic Initiate, but I got
and 2 more level.
Yeah, and I got better things to spend my 8th level on.
So you all return to the tavern?
I think so. What was the price tag on the Ring of Swimming?
When you saw it, it was 400 gold.
How much is the bag of holding?
500.
Nope, not going to do it. I'll save my money for the Pensophical people.
Okay. You all return to the tavern. Did you buy your rooms for an extended stay or just the one night?
Don't recall saying.
If not, it'll be another gold and a half for all the rooms.
I'll pay it since I was arrested.
Shame room buy. Alright, mark a gold and 5 silver out of your inventory and cover the 3 rooms you guys have to use.
Okay.
Thank you, Augie.
Yep. Thank you for saving me.
Yeah, where?
It's not too late, but you all settle in. You've been given a lot of information to process.
Can Snap buy a separate room for himself for the night?
Sure. It's another 5 silver.
Snap, you shouldn't. I didn't think you were gonna buy a room because you were staking out the docks.
There's a reason.
Okay.
Show.
40.
So, it is just about sunset at this point. Now that you've walked around town a bit, doing some shopping, and returned to the tavern.
Rogue does a ring around the whole building, shaking out salt.
Yep. Snap's just going to go quietly up into his room. He's not sharing the information that he got from the office quite yet.
Okay.
Not until he processes all of it in a little more detail, as opposed to speed reading for copying.
Okay.
But that won't happen until tomorrow at the earliest, anyhow.
Okay, and we'll talk about that information as you go over it. What are the rest of you doing?
Praying to my god.
Re-upgrading the grappling hook.
Okay.
Getting some goddamn rest.
Okay. So you're all turning in for an early night.
Yeah,
Not
but I
quite.
think we'll post. Okay. I think we will post watch when we do, though. It seems like a bad night for us all to be sheeping.
The rooms were at the tavern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink. It was a rough day.
Okay.
Actually, before praying, Artoria will join you in a drink. For the same reason.
It's 2 copper a drink.
Okay. I will have quite a few.
Okay. Have a few 2 copper per drink.
Okay.
All right. Snap, roll a an animal handling check. Let me get the thing you're trying to do. Okay. Yeah. You do so successfully.
Wunderbar. At that point, I'm going to make sure that my door's room, or the door to my room, is locked. I'm
Snap's
going
full Paladin.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hey, Paladin, where'd you go, buddy?
He's going to open up his window, and he's going to start working his way out and go set up at the docks.
Okay. Acrobatics check.
Yeah, I mean, I got pittons and stuff.
You leave the tavern window and you jump and you hit the wall of the building next to it, and you bounce between buildings until you're down safely on the ground.
Yeah. And yeah, he'll go down to the docks. Go post up somewhere with a good overwatch. Close, but not too close to the silver hands that he had seen.
Okay.
And both he and Wind will be on high alert. Did Wind notice anything throughout the day?
Okay. Wind noticed a lot of just people moving back and forth. Nothing particularly eventful beyond the fight.
Okay.
And a lot of people seemed, as they were moving, very on edge about any further conflicts or interactions. In general, it was very quiet. It became very quiet after that.
Okay. Then yeah, Snap will take a perch somewhere.
Are you planning on sleeping?
Probably not.
Okay, then you'll be, by morning, taking a point of exhaustion.
Yep, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But for the meantime, a little elevation, have good sight lines of the entire dock area.
Okay, you managed to actually get on top of the office of the harbor master, and staying low, you can stay pretty out of sight on the edges of the.
Yep, I would like to remain so.
Okay.
With a passive like 21 in stealth.
The rest of you eventually find your way to sleep. Are you taking watches?
If people want to consider me being at the bar for a while before going to sleep, taking watch over the whole building, sure, I'll take a watch. Other than that, Obelisk will not be.
Isoba doesn't need to sleep anymore. I will say that again.
So we're just gonna sit in the hallway between the rooms, like reading a book.
That'd be creepy.
Just in the morning, like walking outside the room, he just looks up like, "Hello."
Oh, it will be creepy. So Isoba and Snap, I want you both to make perception checks. Snap just so with advantage because he's got an owl.
Yep.
Okay.
22, not bad.
So we're gonna start with Isoba. As the night draws on to the wee hours of the morning, sitting there reading your book, listening to the sounds of the patrons downstairs until even that dwindles down to a few bits of snoring, and you can hear your party members have all successfully made their way to sleep. Artoria was probably last to go. Heard her movement from the room as she was praying before finally turning in. Around just before sunset, or just before sunrise, you're flipping through your pages of your book when you hear a sound coming from inside. A very loud scream.
What floor of the building am I on?
You're on the second floor of a two-story building.
And I heard a scream from outside.
Outside.
Was it relatively close?
Yes.
I'm going out that goddamn window.
There's no window in the hallway.
I go out the nearest window.
Okay.
Dice roll commences.
Artoria and Prudence, you are both woken up as Isoba bursts into your room.
I heard a scream.
And straight through a window.
And
I didn't think you were that kind of man, Isoba.
And you go to it, and as you're both waking up, you both also start to hear screaming coming from the outside.
Oh.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
What a thing to wake up to. Can't say I've heard it
Sort
for
of
a
like
while.
rolls over and sort of just melts off the side of the bed, trying in her effort to try to wake up quickly.
It is approximately 5 in the morning.
Gonna wait a couple hours. Grumble, grumble, bitch.
And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Hell yeah!
Except for Snap, because he's nowhere
Except
near.
for Snap, because he's nowhere nearby.
Boy, we don't got any tokens. You ain't gonna see no turn orders. Hey!
So you're still not going to have tokens yet, because this is going to decide who goes first. But roll your initiatives anyway.
I love the time of rolling initiative.
Isn't it fun?
Isn't it fun getting a 1 when you roll a 3?
Did mine show up because it's telling me that
Yeah,
it won't?
you don't have
Yeah.
tokens yet. You're inside a building, so this is going to take you some movement just to get out.
This is appropriate to the idea that we are in a building right now.
Oh, I guess it's time for fight 2 with Athy.
Um,
Have you not learned to sleep in your armor yet?
Not in an inn!
It was zombie night! Literally zombie night!
Artoria is never going to sleep outside her armor.
It's not
Ever
comfortable.
again.
What part of zombie night was hard for you?
See, I'll just lean out the window, possess a zombie, and that'll be my turn. I'll just be like, yeah, go do stuff.
So I'm
So
just
the real
putting
question
you guys
is-
in this building because we're going to give you some turn orders.
The real question is, what does Artoria and Prudence wear to sleep?
That's a good
Because
question.
Isoba just got a full-on
Each
view
other.
of whatever it is.
not a lot.
Artoria actually wears more armor.
Yeah, she just covers herself in the Gorgon plates on top of the armor.
just in all the trunks, there's like he bursts into the room, sees like Prudence sleeping, and then just sees a lump of metal.
I like the cold feeling against the bare skin.
It's like a
Oh.
weighted blanket.
Yeah.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Woof.
Gross.
Oh, nothing like. Oh, and Prudence now has to go outside looking like that. Who doesn't have a turn order now?
Ah, she's got a modesty arm. She can cover.
She's good.
It's not attached to her body. She doesn't have it currently, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a strap-on.
Oh no!
Gross.
See, that's why you gotta be like Oglisk and just let it grow out of you, and then you always have.
Oh.
So gross.
Oh, so you're a grower, not a shower. Gotcha. Sorry for the crude humor.
We've ticked
So-
over to the Adult Swim
you're
hour.
not.
We're going
You're
to.
right, I'm not sorry.
It's almost 11 o'clock. This is what happens. So, and actually, let's put you on the turn order. Let's see if this woman's gonna get to escape.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, I didn't realize how miserably we all rolled. Holy sh!
Yeah, you guys really retired.
Sure did.
So Rogue is literally just pulling the pillow over his head right now. Like,
And he has the best initiative out of everybody else.
Because
except for Oglisk.
Isoba did not wake both Oglisk and Rogue up. You guys are gonna spend your first turns waking up and just getting out of bed, and that'll be your turns.
I'm okay with that.
So, as combat, none of you see this, and that's a damn shame. So
oh, she might have enough range though.
he's gonna double dash and just get here.
Oh.
And the rest of them are going to eat. And they're going to do that as their turn. Uglisk, Rogue, you both hear screaming. Uglisk, you jump to your feet and get yourself ready. Oh, Rogue, you're like, no,
Rogue
it's
is
too early, no. And Paladin actually grabs you and yanks you out of bed.
Yep, that is exactly what I'm picturing.
Now, here's the fun part. You're still holding your pillow and your blanket as he drags you down the stairs.
I feel like he's not that kind of dog. I feel like he's the kind of dog that throws me out the window. But we'll go with either way.
Isoba,
Hi.
you are in Artoria's and Prudence's room.
Not for very long.
Their window is on the other side of the building. So, are you launching yourself out the window?
Ping me where their window is in relation to the building.
Oh, we totally had this room right here. Yeah.
No, this is the inn.
Oh, gotcha.
This is another building.
Okay.
This is the inn. You're on that side. That way.
Where's which side of the building is my room on?
You're close to the head of the building, but you're on the other side, so you're off the map right now.
Do any of us have rooms on that side of the building? Because I would have gone into that room if it was available to me.
Only Snap in his room, and you know he locked his door. You guys all got conjoining rooms when you ordered?
I think he's just going for the shortest distance out, so...
It's still the fastest way out of the building,
okay,
so...
make an acrobatics check.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, you reduce the damage by half as you launch yourself out the room. So you take 3 points of damage and are not prone. You run all the way using your movement, and you arrive just about, I will say, here.
And I still have an action?
And yes. Actually, no, you'd need your full movement again. Sorry.
Okay.
But you see another of these people. Ghouls. Probably ghouls. Gray skin, gray, cracked, bloody skin. Its face and chest are covered in viscera. And it's currently getting aggressive with this woman over here. Prudence.
Yes.
Isoba just launched himself out your window.
She's gonna grab her boomerangs, tuck them under an arm, grab her grappling hook, and use that to get out the window.
Okay.
In essentially like panties and a tank top.
Good to know.
So.
A weeb's fantasy.
Okay,
I mean,
you
to
use
be
your
fair,
grappling
she
hook.
doesn't
You
wear
don't
much
have to
for a
make.
shirt anyhow.
You're not. Maybe we'll say you're here as you follow Isoba, and you get here just in time to see the ghoul.
And she will leave the grappling hook and just hand her boomerangs.
Artoria. Both of your friends are out a window.
As in, left the grappling hook, like the rope is still, or like it is still in the window,
it's still
and
there.
yeah.
Okay.
Artoria will just fire pole down it.
Okay. Artoria works the pole in her underwear, and is there, and that is your turn. This woman, now that a ghoul has approached, and she looks over and sees all of you, is going to try to run the fuck away. Let's see if she makes it.
Disengage, lady.
Run towards the heroes! Run towards the heroes!
She's going into full dash mode. She's just running. So he has a claw. whizzes!
Yay, lady is alive!
Oh!
She runs by you and just keeps going.
That would almost hit Artoria right now.
That would almost hit Artoria right now.
Christ.
And you watch as the ghoul watches the woman run. And follows. Hi, Artoria.
Hey.
How do you feel about a claw attack?
Oh, it's gonna hit.
I don't know, he's rolling like shit so far. Never mind.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know, it's looking 50-50 right now.
That hit you in your armor.
Yeah.
So you take 9 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's my least favorite kind.
Pass this.
Wait, no, I'm not good at this.
Pass.
Oh, but now that I'm level 6, I get a bonus equal to my charisma modifier, Aura of Protection.
Which
does
is
everybody
also
get that?
important. That's important for Isoba and Prudence to know too.
Any friendly creature within 10 feet of me, including myself, has to make a saving throw.
Nice.
So roll your throw.
17?
Okay. You feel the creature
Oh, yeah, DC.
claw into you. And for a moment you feel the vile, putrid blood and gore that's on its claws rake in and pulse into your bloodstream, but you push through it, and now you have your axe and you're ready. The ghoul lets out a screech as it claws at you, though. These are going to drop their meal and both move up to engage. They're all just gonna get in your faces. And the Geist, as there is in fact a bigger ghoul, and it sits up and it's been it turns its head and looks at all of you. And it is going to rush forward and join its and join the Black Parade over here. Character sheet is in the way. Now then, I'm just gonna, just for the sake of having everyone not be right in the fucking way, let's move you all down there.
Respectable.
Uglisk.
Yes.
The screaming has stopped, but you also heard the sound of breaking glass.
Okay. I will head my way outside as far as.
How are you getting out?
No, I'm going down the steps and out the door.
Okay. You are still in the tavern.
Okay.
So we'll put you there.
Okay. I do not have the ability to control my token.
You
just
should.
FYI.
No, you do not. Why do you not? Now you should.
Got it.
Rogue.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, sorry. I took damage. I forgot. I'm not used to having this.
And that is?
The amulet.
Oh,
Whenever
right,
I take
yes.
Damage.
Okay.
What amulet?
The amulet I got from the place. With the Gorgon.
It's a parry.
Oh, you never.
Yeah.
Oh, did you tell us what that did?
You never. She never did.
But I'm finna bow to.
Rogue.
So, Og, you either are just behind or just ahead, but either way, you see Rogue like flailing, like he's got his gun like in one hand, and Paladin's got his boot, and he's just like going down the stairs. Paladin dashes to 80 feet, and eventually Rogue manages to clamber up on top.
Both of you would be out here.
And
I want you.
Sleight of hand check to see if he was able to grab his guns before Paladin drug him away.
I will say that Rogue is the individual that sleeps with all his guns. All of them under his pillow, even the big one.
Authentically dangerous.
Especially the big one that was under his pillow. I will say you don't have your lance, but you have your guns.
Aw. So yes, eventually, down as he comes around. He'll look at the situation. He'll be over here actually. He
Paladin
will.
right too. No,
Yeah.
I want you to make just a straight dexterity check.
Okay, straight dexterity check.
As you are dragged down the stairs. You suffer 4 points of bludgeoning damage to the back of your head.
Ow. Paladin dish is completely unshakable. And as he gets kind of dropped in the thing, he starts clambering up on top of Paladin, and then he draws his pistol and fires towards, let's say, this one over here.
Okay, roll for attack.
And we will roll for attack. We will put a little bit of a zap on it and go violent shot. 1 point of grit on that one.
Okay.
And kerplonk. 21s, pair of them.
Pair of 21s.
And an extra one of these. Extra 2 for 15.
It's a nice pair of 21s you got there.
It is a nice pair of 21s. And then we will violent shot. As I can multi-attack now. I'm level 6. And we will violent shot on it. Kerplonk. 26.
Not bad. Hits again.
And that one will do 15.
Not bad. You unload 2 rounds into the large ghoul-like entity, decimating its form, although it's still standing. Its undead nature is holding itself together. Isoba.
Wait a second. If this thing is still standing, then he will action surge and just keep shooting the goddamn thing.
Okay, action surge.
Well, if you're not gonna fall down, just gonna double check. Yes, I can. Okay. So 2 more times, pistol fire. I can do 1 more violent shot, so I'll do 1 more violent shot. 21
hits.
Oh wait, yeah.
That one will put 15 on it.
And that will send it to the ground.
And that is why you falls down when I shoot you. And then he'll aim for this one here for this last shot. Standard pistol. No violence. 19 for 11.
19 for 11. All right. You do a sizable chunk to that one as well.
And would you consider that monster to be of a dangerous nature, i.e. do I get my grit back because I killed it?
You do, in fact, get your grit back.
Woo! Thank you. Hey, shit.
And
Rogi got his grit back.
You got to get your groove on.
That one is now Swiss cheese. Isoba.
Would I have any reason to suspect that these things might be resistant to necrotic damage?
Roll a religion check. You have a strange feeling that they are.
Well, shite. Is the large one still up? Or is
Large
that the
one
one that got
is
turned into sphere?
got 3 holes drilled into it, one through the center of its forehead, and is currently on the ground.
Oh, that was the big
Cool.
one. Yay!
Interesting. I guess I'm just gonna make some sacred flame on that one that's what's directly in front.
Okay.
So this individual specifically.
This one?
No, the one that's directly in front of me. This one.
Okay. So, cool. Oh yeah, they're real dexterous. Nope.
Hey,
He will take...
they're like 4 more dexterous than I am.
That's true. Whew, 13 points of radiant damage. Not bad.
Oh god, it's only cast Fireball.
Any bonus action?
Well, it would be Hex.
But...
But they're resistant to necrotic damage.
Alright, Prudence.
They're really close. She's almost naked.
They're really close, she's almost naked.
Going to... At disadvantage because they're close. Sharpshooter doesn't help close things.
Nope.
This one got hit already? These two?
That one got hit already. Those 2, yeah.
I think she'll go just try to get these out if she could hit them.
Okay.
So first one for this guy, second one for this guy.
Alright.
Eight, I don't think so.
So the first one will hit.
Okay.
Second one will miss. So the first one was at the one Isoba
Then
burned.
Could swing back around and bonk this guy on the way back. There, bonk. Nope.
Miss. Alright, well, you do hit one, and you bash it over the head. You barely let go of the boomerang, you just whack it.
Question.
Yes.
Based upon how that special text is worded, regardless of whether or not she hits, she can target 2 with each boomerang attack.
I'm gonna go check Artificer Revised.
I have it open. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when this weapon is thrown, you can target 2 creatures within 10 feet of each other.
Okay, make your other attack.
Okay.
Those become better.
That also hits. Center one?
Yeah. Like boomerangs went out to the sides and then tried to converge on the guy in the middle.
Alright. Bonus action?
I don't have any.
Okay, Artoria.
She's gonna do the old slip around the side.
Okay, you do take an attack of opportunity.
Staying within melee range?
Not if this
Middle
one.
Ah, fuck. You know, we'll take it, whatever. Come at me, you bitch.
And she will watch you. 22
Fuck.
for 6 points of damage, and make another Constitution saving throw. Okay, you once again resist the overcoming vile that's upon their claws.
slowly accumulating charges. Very, very slowly.
Well, luckily, you can use them whenever you want.
Yep.
What's that set to, by the way?
It's radiant.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna step around and just swing with my new greatsword.
All right.
Or axe. Same difference. I assume flanking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hits.
Hoorah. And yeah. 16 oh my god, 16 damage.
Okay, that one is cut cleanly in two.
We're just gonna take 2 more steps down and take a swing at the next one. I'm just gonna read something really quickly, sorry. Okay, yeah. So then I'm gonna swing again. For 23.
Hits.
And I'm gonna discharge one of the amulet charges.
Okay.
What does it do?
So that's gonna be
You finna find
the
out.
6 damage plus 1 radiant damage.
All right, your axe bursts a bit as it hits. You watch the amulet that's shimmering around Artoria's form. Suddenly there is a glow around her entire body, a bright white glow. It pulses out, pulls into her axe as she strikes and cuts into this creature.
Damn.
All right, now it is the ghoul's turns. So this one's already fighting Prudence, and it is not the smartest creature in the world, so it's just going to continue doing what it does. So Prudence, this is at you.
Mm-hmm.
8.
No.
This
Good
is
thing it wasn't at me.
This is at our not Artoria, Isoba. Whew, 6.
Definitely no.
All right, that's their turn. Uglis,
Can I make it outside?
you can make it outside.
Can I make it to
Hardlisk
one of the
joins
ghouls?
the fight.
That's the big question. Can I make it to somebody?
You can.
Like, right here outside?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna go up to him. I will grab my nice warhammer that I have and make a very convincing attack.
All right.
He's convinced.
19.
That
He's
will
convinced
hit.
it hits.
Okay. Whoop. For 6. And then I'm
You
gonna...
Reach
ahead.
up with your warhammer as you round the door, and you just slam it, and you watch the head just cave in, and he falls down.
There we go. Alright. Nope, that'll be it. I don't need to do anything else.
Okay, Rogue, there is one left, and is currently harrying your friend Prudence.
So Rogue and Paladin take a few steps to the side to get a clear shot. As they're doing that, Rogue slaps on one end of his pistol. It pops out. Shells go flying everywhere. Grabs another set of shells, jams him in. And so 1 attack action on the reload, 1 attack action to shoot with the pistol. And he's going to throw all the grit he 3 points of violent shot on it.
Okay.
Kerpang. 17.
What is your misfire rate?
My misfire rate is not going to be a
1?
17.
No, 1 plus to
1
3.
plus 6 will be
7.
7.
You rolled a natural 7.
Ooh, I did.
Your gun jams. You
Clank.
pull the trigger and you hear a and you look at the gun for a minute and you hear a as the backfire blows out the back of the gun. It is bent up. It will take an action to fix.
So Rogue's like, ugh, and he starts just grinding it, like, turning it like he would his old pistol.
Prudence, you hear the sound of perfectly good machinery being broken, but you can't take your eyes off the ghoul.
And that'll be it for him.
Isoba.
I mean, second first, same as the first. Not as well, but fuck it.
That's typically how sequels go.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They can't roll for shit anymore.
I mean, it's still a hit, but it's just not as good as the first.
Alright, bonus action.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 85 as opposed to a 93.
No bonus action.
Alright, Prudence.
A whole lot of boomeranging at this one guy.
Okay, you're still at disadvantage because
Yes.
you are...
Hopefully one of
But
4.
at advantage because flanking?
You can't... She's trying to throw the weapon. It doesn't make flanking.
Nope. 1. Boink.
He will take an attack of opportunity from that natural one. However, the second one does hit for 1 damage.
For a boink.
For a boink. 22.
Yes.
And
And
I
I
need
need-
you to make a Constitution saving throw. Wow.
Spaghetti-o. Oh, no, we didn't. Hey, you get a +3 to now. Because you obviously need the 27.
Alright, is that your turn?
Yep.
Artoria.
Let's bring it home. $25
Hits.
for 8.
And you just you find the same wound you left on its back. You lift up again and just carve all the way through. Prudence, you watch as Artoria's accent pushes out the front of the chest of the creature.
Oh, ew.
It splatters
All over.
wonderfully undead gore upon you.
That's the best.
Well, I'm awake now.
Sounds like it's bath time.
Sure. Why is we out here in the street instead of inside sleeping peacefully?
Artoria makes a broad gesture to the undead, like...
Isoba
fuck you
jumped
think?
out the window, so I guess I'm one of those people that'll jump off a bridge if one of my friends do too.
Oh.
I wasn't awake yet.
That's no excuse for that level of followership. Oh, Paladin, why couldn't you just let me sleep? And he's looking at like his gun. And he's like,
Roll a
Stop doing that.
rogue or Prudence, whoever wants to fix this. Roll a tinker's check to repair the gun.
I will assist if you would like to roll.
Sure.
So with advantage, do better than a 9.
Roll it with dexterity and plus proficiency.
With Dex, can't I
Mhm.
use my intelligence because I'm smart and I know how to fix things?
Let me check the gunslinger.
It doesn't actually say. Hang on here.
Doesn't matter.
Tinker's tool check, DC of this in this case 9. But it doesn't say which stat to use.
I will say... No, it'd be dexterity in the middle of combat. Yep, roll intelligence.
But we're out of combat.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's why I'm saying roll intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you managed to find
it
where the
better.
bullet that he put it, where he misaligned as he pushed it in the chamber was. You pry the gun open, pull it out, reposition the other bullets, close it, and turn it, and it moves freely again.
Please be careful with this.
Well, thank you, Brunch. Yeah, I'll only try and get 2 bullets in there instead of 3.
You do notice that the bullets that he had, the other bullets in the chamber, are overpacked with powder.
They like powder. They're like babies. You can't use too much powder.
These could blow your face off. You might want to try to release a little of this powder before you actually go firing them again.
Is this like a something at Mary speech? Something about Mary? I don't know. I didn't see the movie. Never mind. Nah.
Can I borrow some hair gel?
Yeah, pretty much. Didn't land, but that's fine. Anyways.
I didn't see the movie.
I was picking up what you were putting down. I release powder pretty regularly.
Yeah. Yeah, so, is one of you going to be like, hey, we have to go save the rest of the town, or can I go back to bed now?
We have to save the rest of the town.
Son of a bitch.
See, if you didn't say anything...
They was gonna say it anyway, at least I get to feel responsible now. Alright. Has anyone got coffee?
As all of this is happening, Snap!
Back at the docks! Meanwhile, back at the docks.
Meanwhile,
Two birds.
Meanwhile, the crosstown.
You have been up for several hours.
Mm-hmm.
And you're watching and looking for anything that might be out of the usual. And let me remind myself of what your perception check was.
I believe it was a 22.
It was, in fact, a 20... Yeah, 22. Alright, this is rogue on rogue.
Though not Kenku on goblin, rogue on rogue, mind you.
And you sit up and you watch. And you watch. As the hours pass, you see the sunrise. And nothing has happened. However, as the light hits, you see in the distance 2 ships down from where you were looking. You see a new silver handprint.
I'm going to go have Wind investigate it. Looking for the same types of markings on the boat and everything.
You don't see any markings of climbing. However, at the bottom of the ship, you see a hole has been bored into.
How big?
About maybe 2 feet wide.
I'm going to send Wind up into it.
You send Wind up into it, and it is the cargo hold of this ship. And a lot of it has, you see, and near the area of the hull, there are spaces for material that are no longer there.
Give me one moment, I need to refamiliarize myself with something real quick. Okay. Any movement inside?
Not that you can see.
I'm going to pop wind out of there and then pop wind back 30 feet up in the air. Away from me.
Okay. Wind appears in the air 30 feet from you.
Any sounds of movement from the dockmaster stuff below me?
No movement from the dockmaster. You do see some of the dockhands are, at this point in the very early morning, are already starting to get to work.
Gotcha. Does it... Snap being what he is, would he be familiar with whether or not the dockmaster actually lived in their building, or if they had an establishment elsewhere that they lived in?
They have a home elsewhere.
Okay. Seeing that he has been outsmarted for tonight, he's actually going to try to jimmy a window and get inside real quick.
Okay. Roll a... The windows are all locked?
Mm-hmm. I can summon a mage hand on the inside to unlock them.
Okay. You unlock it and you creep inside.
Much like in the office, in the guard keep, I want to very carefully, without making it obvious that anything was disturbed, see if there's anything of import in there.
When you were last there, you noticed there's plenty of ledgers from ingoing, outgoing ships, product that's being moved along the in and through this trade route. There's plenty of information you have at your disposal.
Can I compare the two ledgers of the two ships that have the silver hand markings on them?
Roll an investigation check. Okay. It takes you a little while of going to the window, peering out, trying to figure out the names of the ships, then going through the most recent ledger, trying to find their names. You do find both of them. You find pages on both of them. What are you looking for specifically?
Manifest.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming the manifest of the one that had been already hit and known to be hit would have the things that were taken noted.
Mm-hmm. You don't actually see a cargo manifest within these notes. You do see an area of the book that has been removed.
Interesting.
Most likely given as evidence to the guards.
What of the one that was just hit?
The one that was just hit, as you look into it, you see it was a ship from the continent of Arath, and it was carrying a small supply of silver over, along with some desert fruits and foodstuffs.
And whenever I was looking inside of the hold with wind, I'm assuming the foodstuffs was left alone.
Mm-hmm.
So silver is being targeted. Apt considering his name.
Roll a history check. Yeah, 12 is enough. You know that most of the silver in the world comes from Arath. The continent has the nickname of the Silver Sands, as most of the world's silver is mined from various places on that continent. So a lot of ships that come from that continent also some will carry some form of silver in transportation.
Gotcha. Any recently inbound ships that have been noted as carrying silver from that area?
You look around and there are 2 other ships that have docked, offloaded, and left that had come from Arath.
Okay. Anything noted as a incoming shipment? Like something that
No, she
news
doesn't
would have
have
been sent
anything
ahead
like that.
for? Okay. Oh,
She only logs it as they come in.
I see.
You weren't in the you weren't in the room.
No. I'm assuming all of this is her handwriting,
Yes.
or at least a good
There are
majority of it.
some other signatures of at bottoms of pages of different handwriting.
Okay.
But most of the most of it's hers. There are also pieces of paper that are added into the book that are pushed into the pages that are of a different handwriting.
Okay.
But
Any
you can
names
very
associated with
quickly
those?
decipher which is hers.
Okay. All right. Oh shit. He's going to go ahead and put the ledgers back.
Okay.
Again, trying to make it seem like they weren't messed with.
All right. Sleight of hand check. Okay. Despite feeling a bit beaten that you couldn't find this other thief, you still keep your composure and manage to put everything back exactly the way you found it.
Yep. And he now has a good idea. What he's going to do is he's going to find a scrap piece of paper.
Okay, easy enough to do.
Yep. And he's going to write a note to the dockmaster in her own handwriting. And that silver from Arath is being targeted by the Silver Hand. Keep an eye on any boats that contain a shipment of silver.
Okay. Roll a forgery check.
Still using dexterity?
Yes.
Alright, and this is at advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good because that's an 18.
Okay, you do a pretty good job of duplicating the handwriting.
Yeah, basically just making it to where it's not his. And at the bottom, he's just going to sign it a friend. And put it somewhere where she will see it whenever she comes in.
You leave it right on top of the desk.
Yep, and he wouldn't be a good thief if he didn't case the place.
Not a lot of valuables are stored here. You check in some of the drawers. She doesn't keep a lot of personal effects or valuable effects in here. Just the ledgers of information.
Loose floorboards, hidden safes.
Roll an investigation check.
Jesus.
No.
Okay. He's going to slip back out the window, relock it with the mage hand, and head back to the inn.
Okay. As you're starting to walk back, in the distance, you hear an echoing. You recognize the sound as Rogue's gun, so either he shot himself while sleeping, or he's had a reason to use it.
Yep. Well, Snap's still going to take his time. He's being a rogue. He's staying to the shadows, remaining unseen.
Look, sometimes you have a dream and it just goes off.
And whenever he gets back to the inn, he is coming up in an obscure way to climb back up through his window.
You do spot your Actually, let's see what your friends do while you're walking back. So, everyone else, what are you doing?
We're saving the town.
Unpause. Prudence is still wiping shit off herself.
All for everything. Can we at least get dressed first?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Sure, you
gentlemen.
can do that, my armor.
Are you sure this time to let the women put on clothing?
They don't need clothing. Clothing.
Actually, I would love for Snap to walk up during this right now.
Oh, Lord.
You said you were moving slow.
Yeah, I know.
You have
Come on.
no.
I had forgotten about it, but
You have no reason to believe that the female members of your party are currently
I
half naked.
know, but that would be great because the processing that I'm getting at is he's going to see that, he's going to have that ingrained in his head, and he can reproduce it.
Oh, dear God.
That's uncomfortable.
That's
Now-
uncomfortable.
Now we
No,
know why.
you're-
Have a little bit of a
Snap
side
walks
job.
indoors.
You're stealthing back.
Yep, I am stealthing back. I did state that.
Isoba is definitely-
Artoria's priority is going to be to go check on the 2 bodies in the hallway, though, or in the alleyway.
Okay, you run over, and they are decisively dead.
Ooh.
So Paladin and Rogue will start kind of sprinting down the streets and seeing if there's any others, and just kind of looping back to the party, like go around a block, go around another block, go around another block.
Okay.
And just keep looping back.
You don't see any other forms of undead or any evil creatures of that matter. You do see people rushing out of their homes after hearing the loud explosive sounds and looking around wondering what the hell happened.
And seeing a goblin raider go by. That's fine.
While that's happening, Prudence is gonna go back to her grappling hook, reel herself back up to her room, and start putting on her clothings.
Still covered in gore and viscera.
She'll wipe off at least.
Life of adventure, gore and viscera.
It's not that bad.
This is why you throw boomerangs from a distance.
Artoria, you do see that the bodies are mangled and torn, and they've been opened to get at the tasty bits on the inside.
The tender vitals.
The nougat center.
The liver, the heart, the kidneys, the fun bits.
Awesome.
Well, the fun bits are something entirely different.
No, those are eaten too.
Ah,
Gross.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
She's gonna try and like gently collect and like I don't know, like Isoba, we need to burn bodies.
Well, then we stack them up.
And Artoria is gonna stack the bodies up.
There's 2 of them.
There's also the 4
Oh, yeah, true.
on the road. She'll drag
For a
them back
total
to
of
like
6 bodies. That
like
is
the
so will promptly burn.
like over there, so it's not like a risk of burning any of the buildings.
Roll an investigation check, Artoria. Actually, roll a perception check.
I'm slightly better at those. Not negative. No.
Woof.
You're pulling bodies.
We've got 3 nat 1s in a row.
Yup.
In case you want to be putting together that skill nat 1 chart.
Oh.
I mean, we didn't get the bids. Bid the bits, and it would have been on. And no, for skills, I'm not sure when that's coming through.
Because boy, this could have been funny.
Granted,
Could've
my
been-
first natural one was actually an 18, but still.
You pile the bodies on, and they're now over here. I will move them.
Like every 30 seconds to a minute, Rogue goes by and reports back that circle of houses are okay. Should we be going to visit the guardhouse where they were concentrating the evil?
I think it's just August on the street right now.
Yo.
Okay.
Hey, Uglish, where'd everybody go?
I'm not sure, but
All right, Isoba, I assume you're going over there to destroy undead?
Yeah.
And not undead?
And
Potential undead?
I'm coming around to destroy just anything hostile at this point. I am on a hair trigger.
All right, roll a perception check as well. Better. As you're walking over, you notice that there's claws and scratch marks and blood in the dirt on this back path.
what's been happening just right in front of the inn?
People are coming, looking, seeing what's happening. They're scared. You hear people like talking and muttering to themselves down streets and in nearby buildings. You also see a bunch of guards that are starting to rush up.
Okay. Anyone that comes by, I'll tell them to come into the tavern, the inn, for safety.
Prudence, you come
Safety
down and you're
thing.
dressed.
With arm and shield and everything else affixed to her.
Isoba, you're starting to get the body cooking.
Get that good char, yeah.
Still pink in the middle, though.
Gotta get them grill
Yeah,
marks.
But not for long.
it's great. It's gray in the middle. Let's be.
Well, two of them are still pink.
Okay.
And I believe that is a good place to end it for the night.
Woo! We
Okay.
made it.
Whee!
We are not dead yet.
I could
No.
dance and I could sing.
Don't worry, we're working on it.
And do we all have our clothes on now?
No,
Except for
Artoria
Artoria.
immediately started moving bodies. She's still naked.
I'm probably not naked. She's probably actually wearing like nice silken like pajamas.
You're
her
you're a
time in the
fighter. You're
capital.
wearing.
From her time in the capital of the north.
She's also
You're-
she's
you are
also
wearing-
that shit.
You are
Hmm?
for sure wearing cotton. Nice cotton, but cotton.